Moist garlic.
Spoil.
Because they've been painted. Then it's not the camera.
Over here.
Oh,
I'm sure we already
trying to freeze it out.
You're on live TV.
I think so.
oh.
Because it takes one for the frame and then it's 3 second report.
Something like that.
that.
It's to report. The 3 second lag. Is that what you're asking?
No,
So what?
it takes a screenshot.
I
for
guess
the
I'm
icon.
going to
Oh, yeah.
hit the feast.
You're refocus in the combat.
As soon as I open my phone up and click on it, I'll lock my screen and it's the first picture.
Hitting the Huedigo. Hitting the Huedigo.
That probably only has about
No, you're not.
20 health left.
You're not
hitting the Wendigo.
Try that again. 11 plus 5.
You're not hitting the Wendigo.
16.
Nope.
Nope, that would make 16. That's a challenge. Me, bud.
I'll let you know when your turn's up.
I got 9. You got it.
Plus 1 is how much my attack is?
5 plus 3.
When you roll for your attack, for your sword,
Isn't your bonus is like 13?
8 plus
your
6.
proficiency should be +2, so that just gives it should be
7.
+4.
I wouldn't really look at whatever minor much.
Well, no, it was meant to be a
What
throwaway.
about a hand axe?
16. My bonus is
Your hand axe
16.
is 1d6.
So,
So 21.
That's just
Yeah.
21. You'll roll your 20 to see if you roll it.
21 damage to Wendigo. Since you're keeping track over there for yourself.
Well, I'm trying to scale how much HP we were included on having in
I'm gonna
this.
grab this
Alright,
just because you
Your
guys are
HP
doing it.
count.
I'm gonna hold this just because you guys are doing it. Oh, so I'm 21. Okay.
and yeah, that's my turn.
Let's go.
I swung twice. I'm
Yeah.
not going to go anywhere. So,
Guy.
Okay, so who's
oh, yeah.
Vince is controlling 2 characters. We get to go
Oh,
twice.
We all had to.
I'm a little dub.
even me?
Where is there an icon?
Which is
Which I think you do it as a bonus action here.
Yeah, he can. It takes his turn as a month there. That's your sword.
So you can just hit it regularly and then you can use that as a bonus action.
Okay, I'll hit it regularly. Where's shit?
We were in a
His
lot of
mace
spells.
is
Good old Mountain Dew.
Well, this is
Feel better?
double yet for the
Good
battle.
rate.
1d6 plus 2.
So,
Is
how do we know?
Does that
How
sound
do
right?
we know any health?
What?
His mace is 1d6
Yes.
plus 2.
Yeah. Most of all of our weapons
So I
are
guess
plus 2 by this point.
So it's
16
Yeah, only +2.
16.
on the Minotaur dude.
Champion. That's the challenge.
So what are the white skin for?
Like what?
White enemy.
5.
Those are
7.
those are just enemies. They're not-
Miss.
They haven't missed.
So
Now
now
you can try to hit with the thing. Hey, if we know the champion's AC.
11.
16. That's a miss.
We've done that for a while.
No,
I just have it written down.
You're gonna heal in word?
So what are we reading?
Yeah, I can heal in word.
Are you? Yeah, you're nearby. He's down. Why didn't you use the helping action to get him up? Instead.
He's already
No,
oh
he's not. He's
no,
down.
guy's all the way the hell over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot you were.
This was trying to bash shit. Bash shit.
Wait, who did
I
you
can't
healing word on?
freaking talk today.
5, 10,
60.
So
Okay, 50. Yeah, you're within range.
Who's after that?
After Vince is Caleb.
Alright. I'm gonna stand up.
Half your movement.
I'm not gonna move.
Okay, well, half your movement.
I'm gonna strike at it. 16.
16 at Wedigo. That's a challenge.
Not 20.
Well, you freaking won the challenge.
What did you roll?
Doesn't matter.
1.
Huh?
What?
No, it's 10.
You roll half.
I mean, it's
I
nat
have
20. I
rolled.
lost either way. If I got anything less,
You will go with. You'll go right after Caleb.
8 damage to Wedigo. Wedigo just falls over dead.
And now, second attack. Attacks the little guy.
Isn't that the plane?
You see him there.
Are you flying?
Never mind.
I'm controlling the monsters.
Tyler, I'm attacking the little thing. I got a nat 1.
You are not attacking the world.
I went to go punch him.
But you know whose turn it is.
So does-
That's great, but it's a 1.
I know.
I gotta do something about that 1, man.
Yeah, you do.
I have to go in and attack the.
Go ahead and roll the damage you're gonna roll on it.
Me?
No, not you.
9.
9. Take 9 damage. It grapples you and makes you punch yourself.
Vince, what you just healed me for? I just lost all of it -1.
I just lost all of it.
So we're down. Oh, you said the way to pass
So,
over.
Daddy, which is your
Yeah.
character?
I'm at 21.
I'm the black one over here.
So, which is his character?
He's a rogue.
I'm the red one.
He's a rogu.
No, him.
I'm the red one.
He's this red one right here.
He's a
So
monk.
who's he?
This guy.
Oh,
I thought he was the
where is?
I killed it.
He's this one, and he's.
Then I hit myself.
so those two are teammates.
We're all team. You threw out him. You caught your arm, and you just
Who's she playing as?
The green one.
the light.
She is a sorceress.
So he's playing as.
So I know I didn't read Burning Hands, but does that give me fire damage for a normal attack?
He's
It elemental
playing
there.
as.
Your normal attack should
You're
be
playing
radiant damage. With
You're
your
playing as
burning sun fist.
little green dude with dot dot mouth.
Sun Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, sun soul.
No, yes.
Whatever.
So I have Radiant Magic Hands now.
Oh, I can grapple on him. All right, so it's your turn. What do you mean?
Which ones are open?
Not yet. You're going to tell him what you're going to do. Tell him what you're going to do.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to attack the archer.
Little monster.
Okay.
You don't
You
want
need
to.
to approach it first. It's grappled onto him, so you'll have advantage on your rolls.
Is it grappled to
Okay,
me?
so now
Yeah, it
it's
is holding on to you.
You roll the bigger one.
Yeah, roll the bigger one twice.
Roll it twice.
What?
Here,
Okay,
here,
let's
hey.
back.
Here, roll both of them.
Okay, that works.
And don't fall.
You got
Next,
18?
mine
18.
Yeah, you take the higher whenever you roll for advantage.
18.
18. That's enough to hit.
So yeah, you would add your strength mod plus whatever your weapon bonus.
You grab your
grapple
grapple gun?
It would be a +4.
I
So,
reverse
uh,
grappled you because you rolled a 1.
But you only need like a 12 or a 13 to hit him. So you successfully hit. So you roll your 10 for your sword.
3.
3 plus 2. So you do 5 damage.
Is he hitting with both weapons? This
Yeah,
time?
he has both
So you have
weapons.
both weapons. Also roll a 6.
Roll that.
Well, he'd have,
Okay, hang on. I got it. Wait.
I thought
For-
that's why he was rolling 220.
for him, we're gonna go ahead and let him roll the.
Be simple.
Yeah, we're gonna let him roll 1 running and have it for both weapons.
So he's got
Yeah.
a swing it.
3 again.
6, be a 3, and then you add your modifier for
It makes it
whatever your
less
strength
complicated.
was. Would make it a 3. That 2 would be a 5 for you.
So 8.
So both together, right? Or what are we looking at for both?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total.
10 total. Okay. And that's on.
The little guy, the little stalker.
That's all I think it had left. So you hit it so hard with both weapons that you see it start to like spew out blood from its mouth.
Okay.
You have another attack.
You cut its neck a little bit, its arms a little
Okay.
kinked. You gonna attack again?
You have another attack phase.
Yes,
You
I
get
will.
attack actions. Roll your 20 again.
Roll the. Yep.
Still with advantage. It's still holding on.
Yep. With the
Roll
base.
another one.
Roll it again.
Wow, that time he missed.
All right, you for sure missed.
Weird.
That's bad. Same spot.
Do you have anything for a bonus action? I don't even know what your character's ability is.
He does have action surge. So as long as he's making a regular attack, he can probably use
So
that.
action surge. Okay. We can. I'm gonna use my action surge
I'm with my actions.
Action surge.
Yes.
to roll a regular attack.
To roll a regular
Okay,
attack.
now roll the 20 again.
Roll for high numbers.
We're gonna count.
15.
16,
Yeah.
17.
17.
Okay, count that
So-
only for the longsword though.
Yeah, that's
Start
only
here,
attacking with
so-
your main. Roll the 10. Because your 10 is your main weapon.
Is that a 10?
That is a 10.
That is a 10.
No, yeah, it's
Yes,
0 is a 10.
10.
on
The
a
0
10
would be a
sided die. So
Oh.
you do for max damage.
Up top.
Yeah.
Plus
Plus
2.
14.
Killed it.
It's 2.
It's gone.
Gets 2 for his thing.
So how do you level up?
Yeah. It's weird.
You
for
take
fighter.
XP at the end of the combat.
You automatically went to the top of the killing list.
What? How?
He's destroyed the most monsters.
Yeah, okay. He has.
I've only killed one monster.
So far, that's it.
That's more than anybody since we got back from break.
Oh, no one's killing monsters in spring?
You are rolling off the death.
Oh. Okay then.
That would go the one guy that's still alive from the group?
Hey, I'm next.
Wouldn't it
Unless
be?
he's, unless
I don't remember what if
The
they went
Blights, right?
last.
because they went with the Manticore, and the Manticore isn't supposed to go till after me.
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh, him and the Manticore go together, I guess. I'm gonna go for another backstab one.
What have you learned
21.
from a rogue? Well, you know how a
21?
stab.
I don't know.
Have you tried stabbing him harder?
We tried stabbing him really hard.
How about turning the knife just a little bit?
10, 12, 13, 14.
Okay, so it's
17.
saving yours too.
So it's saving 18 plus 17.
How long does the grow last?
A minute? 4
So-
minutes? 10 minutes?
The what?
Concentration, 1
The
minute.
grow, because I don't know if that's still under that spell.
What grow? For what?
When she casts the spell on him.
Oh, for vents for his
Yeah.
enlarge.
It
I
does
think it is a
1
minute. It might be 10 minutes.
And then roll for regular hit, I guess. The worth 10 or 15. Does 15 hit on a BS? Blight.
On a blight screamer.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it's 14. Yeah. Should be telling you the numbers. Damn it, Tyler.
9. First total damage at.
So your total damage toward the screamer was what?
The first time it was 17 and the second one was 9, which puts total damage at Delta 44.
So I'm guessing her boyfriend has a female friend.
What?
What? Like, I'm confused. You had me read it, and now I just don't understand what she's getting all pissed off about.
See, you're in
You
my
saw that,
shoes
see?
now.
I was asking about your seat.
I think this should
Well,
be
yeah, I'm
about
just sitting
the
on that
boyfriend.
Because I look over here, he's like over
He's got
here.
a bunch of
Oh,
like
wait a minute.
female friends on
Oh, someone's missing.
Instagram. Shit like that. He goes through and likes her picture, and she's just getting all up in a huffy about it.
Well, I can understand that.
So it would be Andrea's go since you just went.
After me, it's, yeah, Andrew's turn.
Okay.
You're kind of way off of everybody.
Yeah. You have one more level 1 spell slot left and all your cantrips for the rest of forever.
Lovely.
On the plus side, you dealt well over 200 damage this
Yeah.
fight.
Okay.
Like
You're
in
a
the first
Damage
move.
like the first round. It was
Fireball and it's all that's breaking madness.
4.
Huh?
4.
10 feet.
You did
Yeah.
340 damage in the first turn.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
I expect you to do better than that. From now
Yeah.
on. And I'm gonna play a sorcerer from now on.
Not sure if
Tyler was.
with just cantrips and one level 1
No, I mean-
spell.
Continuing sessions.
Oh, okay.
Well, the
Um,
thing is gone, so he was weak to fire. I was using.
Is there
chromatic.
another dude out?
Yeah, there's
The
this one and
champion.
this one.
Okay.
This dude's a screamer, and that's the champion.
It has Beto curse on it and.
So
some-
Gargoyle's a champion.
Okay.
See, what's weird is I think Catalyst or I think Mesmer could have broke the game even more now that we're throwing
Get
in
me
Fireball.
within 10 feet of it.
Because you can coat each weapon with a spell after copying it from everybody else.
Yeah.
Those dudes are there are the ones that you get defeated.
Yeah.
A nat one. Let's see. I got a 9 the first roll.
I wanted to kill them.
What's going on?
I was gonna attack.
Do you have any points of inspiration?
Later, boss.
I got a 9 the first roll. Just saying.
How are you attacking?
Oh, I was gonna
What are you
do
attacking?
Ray of Frost on the dude over there.
So you're just kind of like casting Ray of Frost through all of your
I mean,
friends.
you can't
I
use
told
a
him
point of
to give me
inspiration to
things
try to
too.
get it to be a
Hey,
success.
he said the game at 6 levels.
I mean, as long as I'm not
What?
gonna like freeze myself, then I
Fifth
think
level.
I'm
No,
pretty
that's a
good.
spell that you have.
You're good where you're at?
Yeah, I think I'll
Okay.
just be good for now.
I saved my sword.
What?
Were you wanting to go
Unless
to
you
the
went to
Minotaur
level
or
5.
the screamer?
Should be
It
simple.
was
Because
the
you,
winter.
you only had enough to go to the screamer.
Started playing. I thought you told
I
me-
started recording at level 6.
I thought you told me this after level.
Wait a minute, so. Wait, if this has been recorded,
Because he wouldn't have extra attack if he didn't reach level 5.
this is being recorded, then where is it being
It's on YouTube.
recorded to?
Right there.
YouTube.
Dun-dun-dun. All right. Who was after?
That would go to events.
Is him here already?
Andrea just went.
Jesus, already. 5. Sorry, I knocked you down.
And that screamer.
Yeah.
Are we on three
Screamer's
feet?
going night night. I'm just gonna do a bash. 13 plus 5.
It's enough. It's
Oh, okay, so that makes more sense now.
What?
Why fighters
6
suck,
plus.
but are awesome.
What did I say it was? 16.
Superiority dice. They're additional dice that you can use
for Battle Master.
for Battle Master too. Hey, I'm gonna do damage. I'm gonna roll an additional D8 of damage. Just because I want to.
Plus they get
So I can
4
just
extra
put
attacks.
I did
Just
say
the one.
mine.
Yes.
So I just put all the dice
16.
in there.
Yeah.
No,
Alright, so yeah,
this is the D8.
22.
Need that one.
So
22 damage.
So what about the
on
other?
what?
The
These are
screamer.
percentage dice
Okay.
that you use for
What was your attack roll?
spellcasting.
It was
This is 12, right?
18.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
12. This is
So 22 damage
unless
on
you're
the
using a
screamer?
Chinese
Yeah.
sword. And then this is for like daggers and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
This
You
one.
you don't need that. You don't cast spells. Was it 22 to the
Screamer.
Alright.
66 total? Did the last one die at 80?
No, we did 8.
The one died at 80, the other one had like 4.
Well, I did 8. I did some damage to the other one.
So
Oh, I guess I can go again. My bad. I'm gonna hit it again.
this
I don't think you're gonna hit it again.
No.
You have my permission to broadcast my child. No, I should've
Good,
said
because
that
he's like
before we
right,
started.
like,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Because he was looking at me earlier and he told me I'd pick
We're selling this one for the lowest bidder.
Hi.
Comment, it's free.
No.
If you want it, come pick it up.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Just playing with your kid.
Okay.
5 said lowest bidder?
Tell you what, if you buy me Taco Bell,
We just
got
had
it.
Taco Bell.
That's my weakness right there.
I don't want to
Who's
find out
doing
that I just bought him Taco Bell.
Yeah, who's going after Vinny Vinny?
That'd be me. Or Guy.
Guy.
you again.
So after him, it's my turn.
After him, it's Caleb and then
all right, I'm
Okay.
Guy
I
is
think
gonna
the boss is
That's
coming in
better.
somewhere.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Boston.
it goes right
actually
after
it should be
after
right
Guy.
after
Guy's gonna attack the screamer as well.
All right.
Gonna turn and attack the screamer and then go fighting this girl the whole time.
No, he's not.
Single point of
Oh,
inspiration.
hold on.
No, he's not.
He's gonna use his sacred
That's
weapon. Or
Oh.
whatever the fuck it is. Spiritual
Yeah.
weapon.
Oh, okay. His bonus attack.
No, he's
No, he's
not.
Yeah.
Guy,
You
come
can make-
back.
You can make it move though.
You're
Oh,
good,
it can't be
Tyler.
attacked, never mind.
What is this?
Let's
thing called?
go. Is it still? Hold up.
It's still up Big Herd Coast.
I know. I need to know. I need to figure out how many
It's a
turns
fake
that
one.
last.
Okay.
Because
Bestow curse.
Huh?
Because if it's
Now
only
you
a
know what I
minute,
was
it's
dealing
done.
with all morning.
I think it's 10 minutes.
I'm gonna check. Just in case.
It's like
how many D8s is it?
I know the one that's made of radiant. I think that's 10 minutes, but I'm not sure about this one. No, if it's concentration up to a minute, it's done. Okay. One round. What did you just do?
Radiant damage.
Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
17.
Hang on. On my turn, does that mean
Oh,
if I can move wherever I want, does that mean I can move on top of an enemy?
No, we cannot move on the same space as an enemy.
How much was it altogether?
I think that you would get better with 2 dice.
So the 3 dice?
173.
Well, he's
Let's
gone
be
too.
honest here.
Is it my turn?
No, we're done.
so the
We should
champion's
hit
dead?
Champion has fallen.
So we have left the little guy.
All we have left is the little guy who's got about 14 health left.
You guys hear the final clasp on the Guardian break off, and you guys kind of feel a rumble underneath you.
how much damage do we do to it? Surely not that much.
175.
What floor are we on? We on the
Remember, we
second
started
floor?
at like
The
80,
third?
and we've only gone up in 20 rounds since then.
So my move.
Okay, hold up. You feel the ground rumble beneath you, and you feel like you hear a loud scream or a roar, basically. So the Guardian descends from where it's at. Its entire platform has fallen out from beneath it. You guys see just a vision of it falling to the
Like,
floor underneath.
right next to the.
That
That was a wall.
So yeah, this platform. Oh no, that's not it.
That's yeah.
Yeah, this platform right here falls to where it lands in the pool beneath.
On the napkin.
Are we done with this then?
Huh?
Just put it up near the car.
I mean, the third floor still has some stuff you guys can go after.
I
I mean, it
I
is
mean, the
the
Zill
map.
Village is here.
would
You would what?
do this to get the stuff.
Like,
All right.
holy stuff.
So you guys got that Blight Screamer, and then whatever you guys want to do from there.
I mean, do we really have to kill the Blight Screamer? He knows he's the last thing left alive. He's probably in the last limb. Whose turn is it?
It looks still ready to try to eat one of you.
What is it?
Yeah, you should have seen it. We used
3, 4.
a little dude as bait.
One of the Forsaken. So one of the human people that are still in there.
Yeah, we
With
kind
a
of
mask on, one of their runners, which is basically, I think it's your
one of the
people.
owls.
Yeah, one of the owls. And basically he was already dying. So they were like, oh, well, I wonder if the elixir of life downstairs would like keep him alive. So they drag him downstairs. Surprisingly, no limbs drag or anything because we
We
got
carefully take him downstairs because he's got debilitating wounds.
Yeah.
Throw him in the water. He's like, thanks, guys. I feel much better.
But I'm
So
still
this
great.
is what happened. And we were like, oh, cool. So we dragged him back upstairs. This time he got caught on steps.
Yeah,
on
he
the way
lost
up,
a foot
lost
on
a
a step.
leg.
He's like
Ew.
screaming. And
So
shit.
it's like he's downstairs.
So his idea is, oh, we're gonna lure it out with bait. So he throws him in the doorway, and then like 3 of you are sitting there just trying to get attention of one screamer. He finally gives up, throws a pebble at it, and it's like, I'm gonna go look outside. Has a knife at the ready, and then Vince just bashes it. He tries to hit it with the knife the first time, fails, so it just falls on his knife.
No.
Yeah.
He swings at it. He swings at it and misses. And then like I bash the shit out of it and then stealth again.
Yeah,
And
he
he's
didn't
like,
see either of them after these attacks. It's like,
You know what happened? For some reason, I'm bleeding out of my left butt cheek.
The monk failed the punch, but successed the grab.
yeah. He tries to go to punch it, completely misses it, so he jumps behind himself and grabs it. So keeps a good grapple on it, and then they just beat the shit out of it more.
It's like snapping.
Yeah, the first one went down one.
Yeah, it had no chance.
I'm
It didn't even get a scream.
All over the corpse of the guy that used his bait.
Oh wow.
So it'll look
He like
To what? Hit the blood screamer? Yeah, it's it.
What else is he gonna hit?
I don't know.
Fucking moves.
I go in and out, man.
8.
8 damage on the Black Screamer. Yeah, he's gone.
Oh, is it?
Middle one.
Like a gangbang looks like the first one.
All
right.
right. The big build up thing is.
Pokemon,
That's the
return.
sword.
Why? What? Oh, wait. Pew.
It's still up.
Unless he made some.
No. Just to put random shit.
Nice drop. What?
So now it's my turn.
Is this
Hold up.
a mimic or is this
Smoke.
it's just a regular chest?
No, it's my
Hey, it's open
turn.
now.
Oh my
What
God.
do we do?
God of War. Well, like Kratos opens chest. A mimic sitting there. Oh god. Oh god. That was a mimic. That was a mimic. Ugh, that's disgusting.
Okay, so.
All right, so you kind of find a
Tell
little
me
bit of an
what it's
arsenal within the room at this point. There's some things that were left behind
Hey,
by
go
April,
Drax.
things that she was probably going to get her crowd to use a little bit after you guys were defeated or out of her way, more or less.
When he's done talking, you should put him on.
Let me see here. Let's work first.
Recover your projector.
You. I'm giving you a sword of life stealing.
Oh wow.
When you attack a creature with this magic weapon and roll 20 on the attack roll, that target takes an extra 3d6 necrotic damage, provided that the target is in a construct or undead. You gain temporary hit points equal to the damage dealt.
So when I crit, I steal health.
It won't do the extra damage unless you crit either, but it's something. And it's a sword, so you know, better than your dagger.
Is it? Is it though?
I'll say it.
It's gotta beat D6 plus 5.
We're gonna say it's a finesse weapon, so
And you don't take
Equivalent.
your shit.
More
So
or
I
less.
still get plus 5 on it. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
So-
you haven't
Well, I get plus 4.
Okay,
The other ones
you
got
haven't-
those things that make it plus 5.
done any of your health or
What is it?
anything like that.
We didn't level you up.
sword of life
Oh,
stealing.
okay.
I put it as fan blade.
Wait,
I'd put it as sort of live stealing in parentheses. So
what
you can
level
look
am
it
I?
up when you need to.
You are level.
Where is it?
Four.
Where's
Since
the
this is
level?
going on,
You're
Byron's
currently level
retrieving his
4.
axe out
Oh,
of the
okay.
window.
How much XP do I have?
It's what, 3d6?
You're currently at 44.
Yeah, for the necrotic damage.
No, he has a no
An
card
extra
with the ZDC
ZDC.
on.
Oh wait, no, you're currently at 13.
It's an actual equipment. So
Yeah, it's
or
a
whatever
legendary.
that is.
13.
all right.
Because Tyler's Tyler and
Vince, you find like a kind of barbed wire that you can fasten to your shield.
Yes.
Put it down in parentheses as vicious weapon. When you roll a 20 on your attack roll with this magic weapon, your critical hits deal an extra 2d6 damage of the weapon's type. So whether radiant or lightning, whatever you do with your smite, that's what it will count as for the extra 2d6 damage.
I don't know where.
Okay, Monkey Monk. You get bracers of defense. When wearing these bracers, you gain a +2 bonus to AC if you're wearing no armor and using no shield.
what were they called?
Bracers of defense.
I just put plus 2d6 when you crit.
Mhm.
Bastion.
Oh, I get to roll again on my attack roll to see if it's 3d6. That was it? You attack a creature with a magic weapon and roll 20.
So
Never mind.
That's me then.
+2 AC.
Okay.
Andrea, you're going to get a cloak of protection. You gain a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws when you wear this cloak.
What about?
That sounds a little underwhelming, but after your fireball, I'm not going to give you too much to boost up your attack. You cleared a room with that, and like,
Yeah, just
granted, your breaking trance is on. He set her up with your catalyst, but
Mhm.
So.
shit, I was not expecting you to flatten out the room.
But it wasn't her plan.
This is what-
Character either.
Let's see.
Yeah, she would have been like,
Well, I'll give you a choice because that could also go to guide. There's also the robe of stars. 6 stars located on the robe's upper front position are particularly large. While wearing this robe, you can use an action to pull off one of the stars and use it to cast magic missile as a 5th level spell. Daily at dusk, 1d6, remove star, reappear on the robe. So basically, every time you rest, you can roll to get some of your stars back.
That's
Okay,
ridiculous.
so what was the protection one?
Protection adds +1 to AC and +1 to all saving throws. Or is it? Yeah, +1 bonus to AC and saving throws when you wear this cloak.
Yeah, given that the guy makes him 21.
It's
Yeah,
13.
don't give the stars to the guy.
Okay, okay, so
Give
do
the
the
stars
stars.
to the guy.
Give the stars to the fighter.
Okay, so you want me to take the stars? I'll do the stars.
So you're giving guy 21 AC now?
No,
You're not taking the stars. That's
no,
Okay.
no. She can take the stars. I'm just gonna find something.
I mean,
else
I've
for
only
that.
got 12 armor class.
Yeah, you
so-
need more. So
Okay.
I take the cloak.
Guy
Plus, they can
has
do-
20.
Okay, so what was
Okay,
it? What was the cloak's name again? I don't even remember.
Weapon as weapons. Ability requires.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she should take both.
I
Take the stars. Take the cloak of AC.
I say roll the
Protection.
stars as a sash. That way it doesn't provide any additional armor bonuses.
Yeah,
Robe the cloak
And
and
then,
then sash
Not
it with
there
the
yet.
stars.
and then what? You just want me to put sash of stars?
I'd still call it cloak of stars, but then in parentheses put stash.
So basically, it's just a sash that allows
For
you to cast
Guy,
magic
I
missile.
think I'm going to give him the boots of speed. Well, you wear these boots. You
He
can
doesn't
use-
need that. He's already got 35 movement.
Who? Me?
Guy.
Me?
No.
The
guy that's not
He'll
here.
have to click his heels together and be Dorothy.
Let's see.
Shit. Oh, no, no.
How-
Oh, those
How much
walking boots
AC would
from
that add?
the
what I see. So you're at 14 total.
Doctor Strange.
2. No, I'm
Oh, yeah,
The
now,
ones that
now
allow
I'm at
air
yeah.
transit.
Yeah. When he clicks his heels
Okay.
together, the boots double his walking
this
speed,
one
and any creature that makes an opportunity attack against him has disadvantage on the attack roll. If he clicks his heel together again, the effect ends. When the boots properly have been used for a total of 10 minutes, the magic ceases to function until you finish a
What?
long rest. So
I'll
just
just
put boots of speed.
Yeah, that's what
He'll know what they are.
works in general.
Butter.
Because the
You need
black
something?
square in the middle is just lensed off. It's a square lens. It's folded out.
I'm not gonna give him that. Should I?
What?
Who?
There's another sword in here that I'm thinking about giving away.
Yeah, you. Flashlight. Booming blade.
Fat light?
Booming blade. 1d6 explosion on contact.
This is my boomstick.
It's pretty fucking much.
Boom, boom.
So have you been talking to
That's it's too strong though.
Yeah, but for only having the +2 on its strength bonuses.
Yeah.
Well, that's just because nobody's been playing the fighter the way
Well-
you're supposed to play the fighter.
It was made yesterday by his character.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to him, but I'm gonna cut down how much it has.
So you don't want to ride it.
So put 9 live stealer, parentheses, 3 charges. Because basically it's an insta kill.
Ride it in the background. We have that little square.
Blind stealing blade.
The 9 live stealer. You gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. The sword has 1d8 + 1 charges. If you score a critical hit against a creature that has fewer than 100 points of hit points, you must succeed on the DC 15 Constitution saving throw or be slain
Is there
instantly.
something else to
That's
give
the
it?
definition blade. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
You don't want it?
No, that's a lot.
That's there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of restrictions on that too.
What's his AC at?
16.
Also give him a cloak protection. So +1 bonus to AC and saving throws while he wears the cloak. Better,
Yeah.
you say?
He's not going to be overpowered.
That's what I was worried about. I was like, oh. Even with 3 uses, it's still a lot. I mean, it's a lot of. There's a few things that have to be reached to do it, but still,
Still a lot there.
I don't trust my rolls to not let that happen.
The internet isn't saying anything about damage tab for the sword.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say just keep what you have for your normal damage, and then that effect will apply.
Basically, a knife from sword to sword, and it does that now too. I'm okay with that. My knife grows fangs. Ooh, I'm worried about this fucker.
Well, I mean, with advantage, you got more chances of a 22. All right, so you guys have defeated the champion on the 3rd floor. The guardian fell to the bottom. You guys can hear a very loud screech, like something's approaching to that direction underneath you
underneath us?
on the 2nd floor.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Let's go toward it.
First or second?
2nd floor. You guys are on the 3rd floor.
I guess we're
The
going
first
to-
floor was the village below.
Let's go to the 3rd
Do y'all want to go
We're
to
on
that
third,
next
I
door?
guess.
Let's go to the
What
4th
it
floor.
is.
Alright, let's go downstairs and see what guardian.
Alright.
I want to see the guardian is.
You see
Heal
what?
of some
I
sort?
want to see what the guardian is. Is it like a book of the Wild Guardian?
So can we heal it of some sort?
I guess.
I will allow her replenishment of up to,
You tell that he
let's
is
say
your
everybody
son.
can get 8 health back.
Oh, you said that.
I just can. I can tell that he is his son. Yeah, that's what he did.
So everybody gets 8 health back, and everybody gets up to 2 spell slots back.
Would that be 2 keys?
What does that mean?
You don't have spells. Yes, you do. You have Eldritch Blast.
What do I write?
Never used it.
Well,
So
alright.
it's still max.
You're fine. You never used it.
Okay.
Third.
I'm gonna hold my breath a little bit now.
I don't. Say no. Exhaust yourself.
Tyler's doing so.
No, I'm not. Caleb, shut up.
This is dressing the box
I got a hoodie
characters.
on my car.
You're both the character.
Should I cover
Shut
all
up.
the things that I see?
Stop talking about me.
I think they're multi-personality, so they're not a box of characters for a person.
Really
The
shouldn't be doing that. That's disrespectful.
the-
How dare you?
The giant dragon statue explodes into a small guy. That's what we got out of there?
Essentially. He's about regular human size.
What's the guardian? What's the guardian?
That's the guardian.
And that's the watcher thing.
The custodian.
Yeah.
Remember there's that circle underneath where it fell out in the pool?
There you go.
That is now basically a ward.
Yeah.
That thing's starting to break.
And that thing's in it.
So that ward's starting to break and the custodian's after it. For some reason. You guys gonna go help?
I will.
No.
But
No, you're just gonna let the guardian take it?
Custodian take it.
If the guardian's as powerful as they say he is, the custodian shouldn't be a problem for him.
See, but they remember what the church said. They said he would fall from above and we would have to get him to the pool.
Shit. Yeah.
okay,
Now he's gotta pull on his blood.
So whose
Oh,
turn
we're
is
gonna
it?
lose the church people, aren't we?
so whose turn is it?
Ugh.
Is it my turn?
Oh,
It's
we're-
nobody's
wait a
turn
minute.
yet.
Wait a minute. Guy has 3 bottles of that water.
Yeah, how much of it? I'm pretty sure he needs to go back
We
to.
all have bottles
I'm
of
ready.
water. Probably.
Yeah.
Sit down.
I'm gonna go help him.
You're jumping in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming Guy by association with you.
Yeah.
So I try to line up everybody and set up the circle. Because the circle it's going to work like the wall.
I'm just right here.
Okay, yeah, stick me in there
I'm staying
somewhere.
behind the guardian.
What's your strength?
I'm gonna stand behind the guardian.
Just for future context. Not after you. That's just Hyrima. That's the statue.
I feel,
I found something to work for it.
I feel like that's a toy, except I think that's an action figure that you just use layers using with beats.
That's how everything is.
That's how
Yeah,
everything works. Because I am
Congratulations.
cheap.
Oh, so you're making this game up. So you made this game up.
Yes, that's kind of how this whole thing works. Use your imagination. All right, team. So here's what we're gonna do. We need 3 or 4 people on defense, with 2 or 3 others of us. 1, 2, 3. The 3 people on defense, 3 others of us haul the dude back.
That's how that's gonna work.
Okay, well, it looks like I'm on defense because
Do you have enough spells for that?
Custodian goes every 3
What
turns.
is, what is the
I've
defense?
Oh, shit.
What does it say defense?
I've got
Defense.
Your AC is your defense.
Alright,
You're
so
That's
17.
17.
I've got
Okay,
2
I'll go on
extra
defense.
spells. Here, hold on.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what you have to be good for.
I'll be going defense.
I'm gonna say you guys got one of your highest, one of your lowest on your rest.
nice.
That way she doesn't get the fireball twice again.
I'll be
Okay,
defense.
let's see.
I'll be defense also.
Okay.
One of
That's it then.
those, and then
Something we all
one lower
decide
one,
together.
and then one lower one.
I guess so.
So should I be defense?
Yes, you should be defense. You, Andrea, and
4 should hold back. 2 should carry the body, because I don't think you can do more than 2 people carrying one body. 3 would be pointless unless we just need somebody to bodyguard us. What is that?
Not relevant yet.
Don't say that.
so
It's nothing. Okay, it's not custodian or never beast level. Let's put it that
So
way.
where do you put your character if you're doing defense?
I'm just putting it there for future reference.
Y'all are gonna bully up.
Defense?
Yes.
I'm going over here then.
guy.
If I'm doing defense.
Don't put me up front.
No, I know.
So where does defense go?
You're one of the ones dragging the body.
You guys might want to draw the circle for the ward.
So this guy's the guardian.
Where's the?
Where's Ward's over here?
No. That's the.
Oh.
You guys don't have to draw the full area.
I'm just gonna sit on my legs because I don't.
That's the
feel
church,
sure
more
about
or less.
So we're trying to get to here.
Yes. Yeah, more or less like that.
So we need to erase it, I guess.
Yeah, we need to erase this part.
Or all.
He'll come down. I think it's a little over.
He's fine, man. It's not bad.
My brother never did. He just got, well, corny.
Oh my gosh.
I can say that out loud.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
Me and Guy are gonna take the body back to
So
Fort
Linus the
and
Bull.
stop him from coming
So
after.
I'm
If
gonna.
that means you
Should
guys
the
gotta
people
go
with the
here.
highest strength do that?
So
I
am I,
got 16.
I got a 6.
so am I helping
I
carry the
can't take
body?
damage from him though. I
Am
don't
I-
have enough health.
So am I
He
helping
can
carry?
absorb the damage. Well, Guy should probably stay
His
behind.
name-
He's got the highest AC.
What do you want to do?
So why don't
Do you want to carry the body, or do you want to help them the front line to defend?
I'm doing defense because I have 17 defense.
Okay, then you're gonna stay where you're at.
Okay.
you want to help carry the body?
I don't have the strength for it.
Me, I will carry the body.
I'm gonna say the DC to move it is gonna be about 14
Strength?
Yep. for a strength
Yeah.
check each time, and I'm gonna say you'll move it
Yeah,
3 squares.
I got that.
Yeah, because carry would be half your speed.
Yeah.
If it's two of us going together, it's going to be
On
whatever
3.
we roll.
And I mean,
pretty
it's larger than the rest of you, at least
Yeah.
by a little bit.
It's our
Is it
strength.
human or adult though?
It's a little bit bigger than a human.
It's our strength modifiers added together plus whatever the
So
primary character.
who's-
So you're thinking about something the size of an avatar. Whenever it comes
My
to
bonus is 4.
So
So you'll be
you,
the primary carrier.
who's this?
Me.
So you
I'm
guys-
thinking.
guys
I'm
said
thinking
you
of
had-
that head.
Guys up there because he has the high.
I'm
I would say I
mouse.
couldn't want to be here.
So-
in case something happens.
So why doesn't Vinny go with them?
Because they have high ACs.
We need somebody to hold. We need a defense line to hold the thing back from
Okay.
pursuing us.
Do you need somebody to follow you just in case you get in trouble?
Probably not be a bad idea.
Okay.
But it's
well,
not like it's super far.
So
I mean-
these three are on retreat, and these three are on.
So
Okay. So I'll just kind of back up.
Yeah, just kind of like
Yeah,
once
you
we
got
get
the
past
front
here,
line here, then you and us.
because
Okay.
he's gonna have to go around.
okay, so who's started it?
We'll find out in a second once we roll
I
initiative.
think it's mine.
You guys kind of ran in here. It's already been attacking the thing,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna say it's going first no matter what. And then you guys roll
15.
initiative. It
4.
goes every 3 turns.
So we all just roll dice.
That big one.
You roll the big dice for the
14.
attack.
And you add this.
19.
What is
At
an
what
initiative
number?
bonus?
Usually
what
it's
number?
attack
Hey, hey, what?
But
The
sometimes
that in the middle.
it's affected
I
differently from
I have
other
it
runs.
written down.
I add
Hold on,
that
I
to
said-
one.
Your next bonus
Yeah,
plus
add your
whatever
Add to what?
to what you roll.
So I got 6.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do this multiplication problem. I'm gonna have to do this.
But I
You
say
got
me and you
20,
should
bud.
move it at the same time. Though.
Yeah, you got 20.
You got a 19 plus 7.
Oh, he's going first. Easily.
Oh, he's got +7. Jesus.
I didn't look at it last. Or I had an at 20 last.
My
so I didn't
initiative
look
is
at it.
0.
Who's after
Okay.
26?
I got 14.
I got 15.
I got 6.
Did you add your mods?
I have
Yours is
0
15.
plus my initiative.
Yours is plus 2.
Yeah. So she's 16. I'm 15.
Okay, so that part one.
Oh, I got a 19.
What? Are you carrying
So
a
him, you,
That's my
her,
phone.
me.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's going around the board.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Starting
At
with
least that's not a confusion of dotted lines.
What was that?
Picture.
Snap it, snap it, snap it, chat.
Snap, snap, snap.
Mm-hmm.
She takes
Is
it back.
Every third turn he goes, or after every 3 people?
After every 3 people.
So he'll go 1, 2, 3. He'll go 1, 2, 3. He'll go 1, 2, 3. He'll go.
So how many turns would that be?
Hopefully this won't take very long. I feel like it probably will.
Not multiple waves. If that makes you feel better.
So
I feel like there's
no.
2 waves, maybe 3.
I don't know what that is. But,
Yeah, that's why I said I think that there's like 3 waves that we're about.
And
to,
what
like,
about this
deal
thing?
with.
it's just a statue for now.
so later it turns into an enemy and they get to fight it?
Potential.
Okay.
Huh.
We'll take that as yes.
Oh, you're first.
Alright, okay, so I will use
Okay, so you look at some of the abilities over here. But that's just, if you take a defensive stance, it'll boost your
I would share
defense
that
roll.
swim
Maybe
stance.
it's in a video. Maybe.
Wait, I think. Hang on. Actually. I attack that thing, then
You're right.
will it
Yeah.
take damage?
Yeah.
Okay, then I use attack. Weapon.
You think we can use money?
I will use weapon.
You're gonna take your.
11.
So
Why are you rolling again? So you missed twice.
His extra attack?
So that's
Wait, so that's
11.
roll again.
Is he attacking it head on? What's going on?
10.
Yeah.
And
He
then
doesn't have to move, so he gets essentially 4.
and then I use my sword, right?
No, you have to actually land a hit above its defense of against its defense rating to roll for damage.
So what is it?
What did he hit for?
What's the highest you rolled?
11.
That'd be 13.
So what is it? So what is its thingy?
Probably 17 or 18.
It is the next one impossible to hit it.
20 if you're rolled highest. But your bonuses add up to it.
So I don't get to attack.
We're moving at the same time. I
Yeah.
got body move body. Does that mean when I make my move to move the body, that takes his turn as well?
Because I rolled a 6. He rolled a 15.
Because you're doing an assisted action.
I mean, I'll allow you guys to take the same turn if you want. Maybe
So we can move 6.
I won't go 6. I'll go with.
because I would just get it right there.
Yeah, I think if you both go, you'll get to 3, maybe 4 if you guys roll high.
Alright.
Okay. Roll have strength on. I got a 19 plus
7.
3, which is 22.
You got a straight 7 for that.
If I'm going primary and it's my turn, I got a 19 plus 3, 22.
Okay, we're gonna say you guys go ahead and get the first 3 out of the way, but that means he's out of the ward.
I think I thought that's
She's
gonna
going
help.
with
I
you.
thought that would help.
That will hold up.
It's not her turn.
She's
That's
showing
all
the
right.
ward.
Yeah.
So then would this help? Okay. Oh, there's inches on the back.
To that end, we got all the stuff we need. You don't have to
Okay.
try and be helpful all the time.
Super helpful.
I feel like I should be getting his church people and being like, hey, I need like 5 of y'all to come out here and help.
I already
Oh, man.
rolled for its attack on the ward. He clashed with it, basically made it kind of wobble a bit.
1, 2, 3. Andrew.
NPC handrail
Okay.
or railgun?
Just
No?
move me back then.
Takes half a
Where I'm
second.
out of the ward.
I mean, we have NPCs.
Okay.
Take one turn to run out there. So.
That's your turn.
Yep, that's my
Who's
turn.
after Hendrix? Me?
Yes. We were literally going in circles.
I'm just getting the ground.
Stop.
Tyler,
Um,
NPC railgun.
Okay, what?
Carry the body.
Right.
that would work. Whatever.
Where did the transformer go?
11 plus 5. 16.
16 on custodian.
Hit.
Yeah,
That is not a hit.
that is not a hit.
That is not a hit.
Jesus.
Okay.
Like I said, 17, 18 probably.
It's a nat 20. You have to get a nat 20 every time.
It's not a beholder.
I thought about that.
So whose
No,
turn?
no, no, no. There are ways to hit beholder.
So whose turn is it?
That's right.
So that'd be me.
Yes.
Carry the body.
Yeah, just do a mutual roll. There you go.
9.
6. Yeah, we inch it forward. Set it down.
It's about a half a square, so
Oh.
he doesn't get anything there. You guys get a heave. You don't get the hoe, you get
at the
the
same
heave.
time.
Oh. No, we're going towards the church, not towards the circle. But it's safe back there.
As we're carrying it side by side, we're like, do you want to go? Do you want to lead, or do you want
What? Up, up.
There's a rock in front of you. You're not sure if you should just let him hit it or if you
Back to you, kid.
Lift
Huh?
him over.
Back to you.
Okay.
No, it is custodian's turn.
Oh, shit.
Is that
Okay.
plus 3?
Then after his, it's my turn. And I don't know what to shoot smoke getting this.
Do what?
I
Wants
don't
to
know
watch you blow smoke again.
Oh,
Like
okay.
actually blow puff of smoke.
Oh.
It's just cool.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Do it, do it.
Coughing, use smoke screen.
Okay.
Alright.
not damage the ward.
Oh, it hurt. Actually hurt.
I bet it did.
The ward's still holding right now.
Okay, so I will use defensive stance to raise my defense because I'm gonna get 21 health soon.
What?
So 21 health. So I'm gonna use defensive
Did
stance.
not take a short rest. No, we didn't.
We got
came
eight.
down.
We got eight HP.
You got 29.
Oh, okay then. Here, I'll just
Yeah, just write it up on top. And then draw a line underneath it and make sure you go down from there.
21 plus 8 equals. Okay.
Going without defensive stance, and that's his actions. And then you're gonna wait your turn. Next is me. And we're going to try and roll the body again. Roll high, damn it.
12.
7. Did the two needs combined make it move one?
So that's who's half square. Is it the whole square, right?
Yeah, that should be. I think.
You would think, but no.
Nope.
What happens?
Who's
Robot
slacking
goes-
now?
Hey, it's been a long time since I've been to the gym.
Y'all should try rolling him.
You grab one leg, I grab the other. Let's go.
So,
You dropped an arm. You're like, oh,
so
what are you doing?
I'm tired from the last fight still.
Can I retreat? Can I retreat this and go help them if I wanted to?
No, you can only have one helping person. I'm an action like that.
So if I wanted to, I could just move this to here and then I can help them pull it, push it.
That'd be Andrews.
Okay, Andrew.
Am I able to push it?
One.
Like if someone dropped an arm, can I just be like an
I mean, you can
attempt?
try.
An
You can make an
attempt, I
attempt at
mean-
a strength check.
He
But
But
outweighs
that's
us.
your one action, so that's the only thing.
He outweighs all of us. That's why we're having more than one of us try to move this body.
Well, I'm gonna go under the table for the 5
Bye, Roan.
and setting.
I know you're Zedane, but you're acting like Roan.
Now I'm gonna put the whole thing on the table.
Take a hole through the table.
Secret chair.
I guess I'll attempt it. I know. I'm gonna do it.
Roll a 20. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know. Be
She
like,
just kicks the body with
Move 4 spaces.
4. No,
What?
that was a 2. That was a 2. Just so you know.
Oh, -2 on your strength check.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
You pretty much take damage for that.
15 plus 5. Does that count as a crit?
yeah.
It doesn't count as a crit, but it hits it.
Alright.
You're trying to hit custodian, right? That's
Yeah.
the goal here. Yeah, that's enough to hit it.
Dashing into
So
the ward.
16 plus.
Does that count as a crit?
Why
You're
not?
so funny, Vince.
What?
They're waiting for the ward to go down so that
Since that's gonna go ahead and hit, I'm gonna do Divine Smite as my level 2.
I want to see his face.
So I need
Face.
4 more
But
D8s.
So, are we just gonna stay here?
yeah, they're waiting for. They're in a barrier right now. And the barrier goes down, they're gonna fucking
So.
And we're gonna
all
hope
the
that
attacks-
we've gotten to the church by the
Or
time that the
close
ward
enough.
goes
So all
down.
the attacks we do are just adding up to
23
our
plus
defense, or adding up to our
16
attack, and
No,
then
we're-
when the
Calm down.
39?
somebody else's turn right now.
No, yeah,
39.
I think so. 23 plus 16.
That's a cool guy.
Didn't somebody hit him?
What did you hit it with?
My
Yeah.
Divine Smite,
Hit him with 16.
Which means you hit it with radiant damage.
correct.
Didn't you hit her last round? Or no?
No, last time I missed.
Wait.
No. Or-
What are you doing?
second or that. There it is. Green.
Oh yeah, you took one of yours. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, so it just takes straight damage there.
Was that
Okay.
right? 39?
Alright, that's fine. You're good.
I know it's missing one.
So you hit it, and it's just kind of, you see it disperse a bit, and you kind of see what looks like a human hand just kind of slip down just for a second, and you see it come back together and it just starts screaming at the wall.
So I pissed it off.
You ready to move?
Me?
Who's the killing guy?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, hey, yeah.
We didn't do that last round, did we?
Grapple it if you can. Pull what's in it out.
Into the barrier?
Yeah.
The water body can't come with it. The human body inside probably can.
And then we can hit the
I might have
body.
some fucking shit going on. for my
And then we
next
can hit
turn.
the human body.
No,
Well,
that's
guys.
probably a good.
I know
Well, you did
that-
one smite.
Ah.
I know.
Don't you have extra attack?
Oh yeah.
That's still yours.
If I can roll this right, maybe. Because if I can get it to disperse again, have Gaia grapple what comes out of it, drag it out, or drag it into the thing we figured.
Circle.
Maybe.
Can't you put both over there? You
But
guys?
that, that would
Very
require.
bad.
Yeah, you're
Did you want to
killing
play
me.
now?
So
Yeah,
I gotta roll. for
not
the-
really, except it's just I need to do stuff. Yeah, soft kind of.
I'm gonna move.
Which is keep it soft.
17. 17 hits. Correct.
Oh, it needs to sit down on something softer or what, I guess.
I'm gonna-
Here, let me see it.
17 to hit it?
No,
17 to hit.
Yeah, that's the dog pillow. Hold up.
Oh,
That's good enough right here. But
This will look better.
And
I
then
didn't want
I gotta
to
roll
play.
for
That's
Guy.
why I didn't grab the pillow.
It's all right.
I gotta roll for Guy to get
Is
grapple.
that why you grabbed the seat?
Yeah, I don't care about this.
It's just the couch pillow. We don't
18.
actually lay on it. 18
Plus
for,
whatever the fuck it is to grapple.
Okay, you just want to
Yeah,
hold
you
it?
didn't notice that. Yeah.
I wanted to drag him into the pool.
Okay, so you're trying to grab it somehow and, okay.
Yeah, like when I hit it with the divine smite and it disperses like it did last time, I want him to grab whatever it is and drag it into the
Okay,
pool.
what was the divine smite roll for you?
I have not calculated that yet. I was
Okay,
just
I need-
making sure to
To make sure that he has the ready for the grab? Okay.
I need 3 more.
No, just the D8s. I think.
all the die. He needs you to roll all.
Well, no, what'd you roll to hit for the,
17.
17.
okay, so yeah, that hit.
So
Wait, that's a challenge.
Well, plus your mod.
oh
That was
yeah,
plus everything.
So, it's challenge first.
19.
You got it.
All right. So 16 plus 16 is 32.
Okay.
32 damage, and when I hit it and it disperses, I'm gonna have Guy grab whatever comes out and drag it into the pool.
Okay, so that's 32. That'd be 100.
71.
doesn't that mean we need a piece to put
I have
into
40
a
minus
pool so that
32.
this thing would speak?
Hold on.
31.
Hold on.
I thought you said 32.
32. 16 plus 16.
So we're total at 72 damage. Damn.
All right.
So you've rolled out pretty good the last couple of hits.
All right. So you want him to pull the figure out, right?
Correct.
Okay. And he got the 18, so he did. So what did I do for that figure though?
There's a pink one right there. That's what you're talking about.
No, that's not it.
Okay, they can use your left and your left.
Which thing? There's stuff by my right. The purple one. The weird miniature one.
There's another weird miniature one right next to his die. I believe.
No, it's not gonna look weird. It's gotta look.
Is that the staff?
The Valkyrie. Or the dragon.
I just figured out how to do this instantly.
They know it's Lionel?
This is what we were fighting.
Check
Nope,
that.
that is
Oh.
How much is
that is a
Thing.
light.
I don't know if
Yeah,
it's-
that's what we're fighting.
Tyler, this thing.
What?
You're looking for
Are we
miniatures.
still
There's
sending?
these up here.
No.
No. You guys
Do you
don't
not
have to deal
have
with everything.
internet there?
Yeah.
Or are you still connected to your?
I'm probably.
I'm gonna find the Lionel thingy.
Really did. Sit down.
Okay.
Where did I go?
Hey, I just figured out how we can do this. Like,
One.
I can swap places with any dark creature. Go in, activate my ult, swap places with these enemies.
Oh, really?
For real.
Fucking seriously.
I was like, wait a minute. Can I do this?
Hang on. I wanna look at this.
What is that? Oh, it's the thing we pulled out.
Superiors and dice.
So the custodian starts to freak out a little bit, and just by pure instinct of what you just took from it, it's going to attack the area 4 times.
Area.
Oh,
The
the barrier.
ward. By pure instinct.
4 tentacles. Just
Was that a 1?
It was a 1. I'm gonna count that. I gotta make sure that it gets at least some
See,
attack.
knows?
Okay, 2 19s plus 1.
Something else.
Okay, so the first one was a natural 1, so it's gonna take its own damage for that, which would be a nat 20.
Saving throw, you roll them away.
So you pulled the thing out of the thing
I'm
and it's
really-
going
I'm
crazy
really
attacking the barrier.
thought of doing this.
Ain't got a nat 1.
But 2 19s as well.
Oh Jesus.
Can
So
you have a
what-
piece of
Oh yeah, sorry, bud.
Okay, so he's basically freaking out. He attacks the area like 3 times before. The first time, he comes back and he hits himself, so it's just so fucking crazy. So it basically took its own health down by nearly like half. It's mad. And now it's just ripping away towards the top of it, and you see an entire crack in the dome above you, but for the most part it's holding, but you know it's about to burst.
Heave ho, bitches. Heave ho.
That's
Nope.
not it. From behind you, where the church was, is, enter Neverbeast.
So someone should have
Run.
guarded it.
That
Fucking
big
Do the
thing.
thing that I said earlier?
That big
yes.
thing.
Fast.
I don't.
So I'm gonna let you guys run with your guys' turns for a minute. I didn't say anything about the Never, other than it's there.
Is it moving or is it like floating along?
You can tell as soon as it got angry, it looked directly at it like it's angry too.
So this is looking at that,
Or
At the custodian.
at the custodian.
I don't
So-
think the
Black
Never
thing.
Beast is a bad guy.
Yeah, I don't think the Nether Beast is a bad guy either.
I think
What is
it's
this
supposed
dude?
to protect the
No.
guardian.
Because
that's nothing.
you
We
said
don't know
it,
yet.
it looked at the custodian.
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 This is the thing we.
The
pulled
person
from
you
custodian.
just pulled out, refer to Darren's journal.
Drop the butt.
You saved
Wait a
Astrid.
minute. Astrid from the custodian.
You saved Astrid.
All right, let's go home. We're done. We saved Astrid. Fuck out of here.
What?
High five.
My idea.
Punch the hole in the ground underneath it.
But the problem is that now we have to get out.
Just go to the third floor again. and
What do we need the
just-
guardian for if we have Astrid?
Getting out.
No, the guardian is supposed to stop the dark god. We were here to save Astrid.
Mm-hmm.
We technically haven't finished saving her.
Guys aren't done yet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 35.
So enter Neverbeast and also enter this guy.
Who's that dude?
This guy looks like that.
Let's see.
He's got a mask.
No,
No, he is.
he is
A moth
a moth.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
You did see, I showed you.
I didn't see that. I didn't stats.
And he says, take the girl and run.
Well, since
So
that was
where?
their turn,
So this
Wherever
is,
you think safety is, do you think safety's on the lower floor? Do you think safety's at the church?
so it is my go technically, or because Guy?
I don't know where initiative order was.
Guy just pulled him out, and that thing went crazy.
Okay.
That was Vincent Guy, Caleb's up.
You got the guardian. Yeah,
You and me for the guardian. I was
can go
going
get
to
her.
get.
If you can get the guard, if you can get him out,
If we get him in, I can warp swip us and get her in.
let's
They have to
go.
put her against the side of the barrier, though.
Let's go
I
now.
can do it.
Enter
I did it for my strongest strength.
the never every 2 turns.
Okay.
Just to make sure I can move it the way it will for effect.
All right. Let's.
Starting at this point.
Starting where?
Starting now.
Yeah. Yeah, after Caleb.
After that and the custodian.
All right, so let's move.
Oh, yeah. Roll for this.
So I would push the custodian.
24 or 22.
You both
Plus
got,
3.
what did you get?
I got a 13.
I got 22.
okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys get to where you move it to like where you're even with custodian or with the never.
So in the doorway.
You guys are right at the door.
What do you mean 22? I don't see any 22 on
Okay.
mine.
Dotted line.
I don't see any 22 on.
Can I take a bonus action and tackle them to the door?
Math, honey. Math.
I'll allow you to
Try.
maybe toss him.
18.
14 plus 3.
All right, so you toss him, and he's literally in the doorway,
But within the bounds of the church.
within the bounds. I mean, maybe he's got a foot hanging out, but basically, it's not the interest anymore of the custodian.
Shout, pull him in!
Yeah, you guys see the errands starting to approach, like they're in shock of what's just happened, and they run.
Pull him in!
So it's now.
Ziding's turn.
Okay.
Push her back.
So I would move my characters right here so I could just do this.
Well,
Right,
hold on.
you have to roll.
You gotta roll a strength check.
It's a strength check. How
Okay.
big is she?
Oh,
By comparison to
She's
us?
a human size. She's basically
So,
human sized.
medium when we're small.
It's
It's 2.
It's a 6.
So I get to roll
You
again?
got 3 turns. You got your actions for that too.
So
7. 1
Give it a good shake.
6 again.
Blow on it for luck. He's got 4 actions.
just
Yeah, I'll give him the 4th.
Wow, that's
Six.
awful.
Oh.
He said
No, I mean,
4.
if you actually had, well, yeah, 'cause you moved. That was your action surge.
All right.
Okay,
You tried and didn't
12.
move the bodies. Sit down.
I can get
Run back. Sprint.
Hang on. Who's playing with this guy?
Me.
Maybe they can move him. Move it. Buddy.
That's the idea.
that's the
Done ever?
no.
So this is no
it
longer
was-
here, right?
No, it's,
No,
still
it's
there.
there.
It's there?
It's pissed. You took a title.
Oh,
Okay.
Hey, is it
Let's see
whose
here.
turn is it now? After his
After Ziding? Me.
I thought the
Daddy.
creature.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's Custodian's turn.
Custodian or the never?
Custodian never's after me.
Okay.
I inserted the never after Caleb, so
All right, so the custodian's going to try to do.
never goes after the custodian.
so Astrid
Never.
was trying to get back to the custodian, right?
Custodian's trying to
The
get it.
custodian is trying to take her back. He's keeping her.
So she's like with us.
All right, so first hit.
Our goal is to save her. Like our main goal is to save her.
First hit on the ward. Enough. The ward
Wait,
falls.
who's playing as this guy and this guy?
So the ward's gone. It just broke.
Like the whole circle.
Yep.
It's COP.
It was a blessing, like think of a dome.
Punch the hole in the ground.
All right, and it's going to do its first attack on Vince.
I have protection, by the way.
All right, so it'd have disadvantage.
Yes.
Hang on.
I rolled the same thing twice. It's not enough to hit you yet. They're both 9.
What?
I believe it's
This
your
guy,
turn.
not him.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, turn me around and
So-
walk me into the church because this is almost done. Because once it's his turn, then
What?
yeah,
No.
yeah.
No, it's not in range yet. It's my movement's between 20 plus dex.
Is it? Yeah, I know, but I can't push it and I can't pull it.
Why did
So-
they never be just
5,
standing
10,
there?
15, 20, 30.
Yeah,
That is my maximum range.
Is
Where she's
you're
at right now?
Yeah, if I go in.
Yeah.
From this spot to here is 40 feet.
Then you need 30.
Well,
No,
let hit.
40 is my maximum movement range.
So all I have to
Let him
do
kick
is, is move the body
He's now-
just a little bit, and
This
then
one.
That was me.
It's
I
you.
walked.
Did you go? Your computer made a sound.
You got a message.
So did you go?
No, I don't know how to.
So you just skipped them on
No,
accident?
the never is up.
Yeah, Andrew, you kind of just jumped ahead.
Oh, did I?
Well, me
Yeah.
also
Well,
do is
I was
move.
told
Yeah,
that it
it's
was
fine.
my turn.
She is
My
moved.
bad. My bad.
So it's your go because this attack failed Benson.
Step over. Activate my super.
You're gonna use your inspiration point and activate it?
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to activate Terra and switch places with Astrid.
I need to go to the bathroom real quick.
Go Pete. Somebody push her red. Good. Oof. Hi. Stop pushing. Go back.
Let me read that just for the effect of it.
What's the second from the bottom?
You use the reach. I'm proud of you.
I know, right?
Here, should I take off my shoes?
It wasn't the.
Should-
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Reposition players and enemies up to your speed total. Around. Oh, that's why you're reading for the speed total.
Because I was like, deck. You said dex.
That's brilliant.
Spaces. Puts me at 35,
Flame
40.
Terror allows a character to make a stealth attack. I mean, you can make
An attack against the fighter?
Yeah, don't do that.
Do it!
The boarded character can still move spaces and use actions, but cannot attack without breaking. Yeah, that's
You
for
can try to
whenever
shove her
you're
in the
fighting
church.
something.
You can try to show her in the church.
That was cool.
Well, I didn't want to
I don't
struggle
have
with.
enough
All right, let's
strength
move
for
this button. Here. Fuck this.
If you
Instant
get that 20 and
transmission.
something happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and instant transmission.
Since
That's
you use
even more
reach, you're
decent.
still basically your axolotl form when you do that, but you're like glowing all sorts of crazy colors. Okay, so
What? Who? Oh, after me is Andrea.
Oh,
You already took your phase.
yeah, she took her
Yeah.
turn. So
Vince's
you-
turn.
What about the never? Did it go?
It did not.
It did not go. It was supposed to go after the.
Okay. Here's the downside about the never. Who's near it?
Oh, everybody.
That'd be me directly up the closest to it.
Yeah, and I'm right next to it too.
He's not our enemy. He's just
That you know
weird.
of.
not.
Okay, at the starting turn of the never raised, each creature takes 8 damage necrotic,
Within what range?
just within and around it, within 10 feet of it.
10?
Yep.
So both of us. You said 9?
8 damage.
Are the disciples helping at all? Maybe I moved that.
Their priority is the guardian.
Right.
They're basically just
They pulled him in.
yeah. They pull him. They don't really. They're not worried about Astrid.
Save her too. She's important to
Yeah.
us.
The guy has to give that order technically.
Save her too.
So is he coming towards the custodian?
So that'd be
Is he going for the custodian? Or does it look like he's going?
Well, he avoided
He's
us.
beelining for it.
It's my turn.
so is that
Right after the
After
custodian.
Vince is Caleb.
It's
Vince
And
is
then
going out.
after the custodian,
And then after Vince is custodian.
and then my turn.
No, after Vince is Caleb.
So hold on.
custodian.
That's my turn.
so radiant hurts it, for sure.
Freeze it.
Use my last spell slot for divine smite again.
Ah.
I guess
Well, that's hell.
try that again. 17.
So
17
it's a challenge.
with him. Yeah, that's a challenge. Which I'm gonna lose. You can already freaking tell. I've lost every challenge tonight.
You might win this one.
9.
14. Holy shit! I won.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, what?
You'll find out.
Oh, I
I'm
don't.
not going to get between Godzilla and Gamora. In fact, I'm going to throw them at each other. Or is he still in your?
Wait,
I'm not
Godzilla and
really-
Gamora
I don't really
and
care.
Gamera.
King Ghidorah?
Oh, King Ghidorah.
Are you gonna?
I'm
are
gonna
you,
summon.
are you
Guy
just
is
gonna-
going to summon Spirit Weapon.
Is he?
I'll summon it over here.
So
He's in a
I
sling.
know,
Plus 1 coin.
pretty much.
what would be the plus for that?
The sword just strikes.
I think it's plus wisdom mod.
Plus whiz?
5 for
That
guy.
ain't up.
5.
Nobody?
So 8 plus 5.
It's just me.
On
Cheese and rice.
custodian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat cheese and rice.
8 plus 5. So 13.
All right. Yeah.
That ends our turn.
You gotta go to me. I'm gonna pick her up and try to get her into that last step.
Are you gonna have help from somebody?
No.
Oh, right. -2. Never mind. Can't let you.
7. Try again.
Yeah.
20.
Plus your strength one.
Yeah, that's 20.
You got her.
Okay, the ball was moved to the side a little bit because I remember this thing really close to it.
No, I haven't. You're in. Good job.
Kyle.
So I'm guessing by now the custodian is at least bloodied.
No, it's only taking 70 damage.
Well, I mean, he said the custodian was doing damage to itself, trying to get into the thing.
You rolled a 1 on the barrier hit.
Yeah, no, and he said it hit himself again, took it
Except
down
for
to
what,
almost
19?
half.
But that'd be the Neverbeast's turn. Mine's over.
That's the Nevers.
Yep.
Okay, so the moth basically at this point said a beeline to the church. And he starts running.
I'm gonna make it before him.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Are you
Transmission again.
What?
I think that problem. And she just flew too close to you.
You go right before me. Does it never be violent against us? Like he's so
Yes,
far
he
on
does
my
8.
ass.
He does.
That's just
He's
his-
not hitting us. That's just an aura effect on him.
Mhm.
He
But he's
causes
going for
death
the
upon
custodian.
around him.
Yeah, you'll both take 8 damage.
Why is this dude so cheap?
Take 8 off yourself.
Back to 13. Back to 13. Because he just added 8 to his health.
Yeah, from the rush.
I'll go get high.
That's 21.
What's
I
the
don't
tank
know.
on that?
I don't know.
Uh,
screw off?
It would be.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I have mine in my backpack behind you.
What?
It's
no.
necrotic
I don't have a
damage if
tank
you're
on it.
resistant by any chance.
Oh no,
What's
no,
he
no!
doing?
I've got full battery. He was going out there. He was like, "You cold?" I'm like,
Hey.
"Yeah, I'm cold, but I'm fine."
So,
He's like, "Well,
I'm
my
sure
my
his hoodie will fit you.
is this
I
right?
don't think his hoodie would fit me.
Is this right?
Yeah, you're at 21.
Okay.
Because that was 8 necrotic damage.
Well,
I could do that too, but no.
So,
Something out
Just
of
go.
my jacket.
Who's?
riders.
I believe.
oh my god.
I can't roll the dice for a while now.
Are any of the acolytes standing at the door like watching us? Out of curiosity. Bye.
You know what? You should just switch places with the moss dude.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm gonna make you before him. I promise. Like, I switch and I run in,
You can make it that way.
and then the moth is right between the never meets and the custodian. He'd probably be like, "You suck."
Tell Morgan like,
I'm not
hi.
I was gonna put custodian right in front of the never beast and call it done.
Oh,
That
Yeah,
was
you
what
should
my
do
next
it.
plan was.
You should do
That
it.
puts me further back away from
Yeah.
the church.
but it gives you closer to the downstairs. In
I don't
case.
think downstairs is gonna save me.
I
as
know.
much as
I
saving
know
the
why you
church
said
will.
sorry to me.
You're right in front of me. I was gonna swap the custodian right in front of
They'd
you.
probably be able to
Yeah, so
resist
it would
the fact
probably-
that it says players
So
and
the
certain
custodian will
creatures.
probably attack me and then there
What?
be
I got your back.
never be.
Swapping?
Yeah.
Players and enemies. No, just players and enemies up and move them up to my speed once per round.
All right. So yeah, you can do that.
Only 2 repositions per turn. Or per KO count.
Hang on, I'm gonna look at
Yeah.
I wanna look at this dude. He's just going to sleep.
So what's the plan?
It's that Easter.
Okay, so I will
Run.
yeah, I'm gonna return to the church.
You can move 6 spaces.
I'm gonna return to the church.
The only thing I remember from that.
I'm gonna start retreating to the church.
Listen, boys and girls,
I
this is when a
hate
grown
moths.
ass man knows how to run like a little.
Who's closest? It's about to be me!
Daddy,
Well,
said,
Technically,
you were
be
gonna
in the
the
church
custodian.
Or
That's
her
the custodian
outside.
hired
I don't think
me.
he can reach you. I think it's 40
No.
feet for him. So it's either Andrea or I think it has to be the moth or Andrea.
40's right there. You are safe by 5 feet. No, I can use cutting action, flip the 5 feet closer, and then, yeah, no, I can do that. All right. I'm worried that the custodian is going to eat the Never Beast and take him over, or the same way
Just
that
swap
he
the
did.
moth and run.
I don't want to swap them off because he might be a threat later. He might be like, "The fuck did you do to me? And why?"
Take the moth or take the fighter.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm in.
You could have ran the whole time.
Yeah, really fucking fast, too. Oh, and cutting action. You know, he did 5.
Extra space. You see him like run and just turn around and slide all the way full. A 180 slide. Just like, I'm safe now.
Are you
No,
still
it's like
close
a
enough to
dodge.
be able to switch the pieces?
Who?
I don't know.
No, I have to
40.
switch moves with somebody else, don't I?
Oh yeah, I think that's how
Is
it
that
works.
what it says?
Or no, I think it's only 2 pieces.
When you're in the tier, you can reposition players and enemies up to their own speed. Total is up to.
So
Yours
you
would
can
be-
switch.
I could switch any 2 people up to 40 spaces.
You just move completely away from everything though.
Yeah, you can open up the tears and basically put anybody anywhere
You
you
can
want.
swap them with the moth.
See why I was trying to push you to do it earlier?
So the Never Beast won't attack.
You basically get to be the second DM.
I moved him 5 feet. Closer.
So the Never Beast won't attack any players.
You know what you just
Oh,
did,
wait.
right?
No.
If he's 10 people to
Undo
play,
all of this. Let's go all the way back to right
Aren't you
here.
still in defense?
I'm about to say it because I can warp anybody around.
I
I'm gonna
hope
move
the
guys
ships that
first.
went to
'cause
go
I can
to-
move them up to 40
It
spaces.
went for the.
His sword's still next to the thing.
So what is this one's name?
any 2 players, so
Is it any 2?
What's your
So
name
I can
again?
move in too.
What's your
Yeah.
name again?
Tyler,
The 2
Tyler.
there.
What is this? What is this
Me
guy's
right
name?
there.
that's Astrid.
Okay, Astrid. So I.
The magic sword's just like
That's 2 teleports, and then I'm there, and it's like, and I'm not shiny anymore.
Well, I knew.
so.
I'm sorry.
Spiky.
Because-
Hey, look! Everybody's
Where's an
1,
Andrea?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Why am I the farthest
Never
player from
goes.
the church?
Never.
Right?
Yeah, that's 2.
Because yeah, that's 2. So the never should be going, and then after the never goes the custodian,
All right.
So
and somewhere in there goes guy's magic sword.
guy's sword goes with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he uses it as a bonus action this turn. All right.
when it's Andrea's turn.
No, it's both of them.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah,
One then the other.
Yeah.
So at this point, you all are pretty good. The moth gets in there with you guys, and basically, he signals the errands to bar the door behind you all. Let's say you guys are all in.
That's what I'll say, half
the party
still out.
We're just gonna cutscene starts. You all run in.
You guys are gonna bar out. The never just past all of you. It doesn't give a flying fuck. It wants this thing the fuck away from the Guardian and the fuck away from Astrid. That's all you guys know at this point.
So, like, there's no wonders I can look at and be like, yeah, go to the reef.
So despite the fact that this thing is like an entire like ooze of water and darkness, you see it like almost engulfed towards the Never Beast, but the Never Beast does a roar that just makes it not able to completely grapple. It hardens parts of its skin, and the Never Beast grabs onto it and just starts pushing it like a solid block toward the middle of the room.
Swing, 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 swing.
I think
Now it's still got some back parts that kind of scorpion behind it, so you see some arms that are still kind of slippery. It comes back and it pulls the Never Beast from its back legs, throws it back again. Its reversed process is the Never Beast does one final roar, hardens it in one shot, comes in and just claws it completely. It disperses, liquidates, runs off. The Never Beast just then kind of looks confused, walks away.
So they're both gone.
For now.
So what does the statue still do?
And you an actual 500 dragon.
Hyrumat, the three-headed false god. Come on now. He was elected fairly. All right.
Paper mache,
it
couple
my
more
turn?
heads on there.
He beat,
Yeah.
he beat the glow cloud. Fair and
Yeah,
square.
listen, you voted for him.
Okay.
Do not
All
complain.
right, so now that
Okay.
we're all having a fucking orgy in here. Ooh,
Because it's like 6 guys and 1 girl.
2, technically.
The one's passed out.
The one's bad. So that is non-consensual.
What do you mean?
What?
No, nothing, buddy.
Astrid's a girl.
Oh. Okay, now you're the girl.
She's also a girl.
No. Oh, she's playing with the girl right there.
Yeah.
So does Astrid wake up when we get her into the church?
No, she doesn't.
You
She's
just roll her in fucking water and be like, drink deep, bitch.
she's been unconscious since you've been there, and she's gonna be a little bit drained for, let's just say, the rest of
Oh,
this.
We
day.
can
Throw her the book.
I was gonna say, never mind. The other guy shoot the guardian away.
What about the guardian?
The guardian's gonna be out. He needs to be revived.
There we go.
Well, let's throw his ass in the pool.
But what you do have is Astrid, upon her person, you
Yeah.
see a key, which would basically be the key to the tomb.
I want the key.
Wait, what tomb?
You're just gonna pickpocket her.
I feel like
Don't you have
It's
to?
not
like that's
pickpocketing
a
if they're
means,
unconscious.
There
You
we
don't
go.
have to pickpocket. You can see that she has enough life to look directly at you, and she basically says, "Take it." But then she looks on to Andrea and she says, "It's nice to see you again, Kane."
I'm just sitting over here with my non-magical powers having saved everybody just now. It's cool.
Technically, axe. Technically, axe.
You still have that scissors.
Ah.
So
You're welcome, everyone.
one thing you might remember from the last game is you had Solanus the Warlock, and he was the only one who stood finally against the custodian in order for you guys to be released. And there was also Rowan, this moth. Are there any questions you have for him? Do you want any answers of what's happened?
I do have a few questions, but I might retain to your journal. You said Kane. Isn't that one of the 5?
One of the 6 primordials?
Yeah.
Mhm. She's a reincarnation of Cain.
How many of us are reincarnations?
Isn't Kane the evil one?
Two?
The dark one?
No, Abel was.
Abel
Two out
was
of the ones
there.
Abel
I'm
was the
reading
white
Harry
devil.
Potter.
Cain was the one of
What?
blue flame.
I'm reading Harry
Oh,
Potter.
okay.
You are reading Harry Potter. I'm very proud of you for that.
All right. So now that I know that she's a reincarnation of Kane,
I'm missing the whole page.
oh snap.
Ruh-roh.
What happened?
Life happened to that book.
I think one you losers go.
I think time cashed up with your binder cash.
No, it didn't.
Anyway,
I'd say that too.
So I'm going to go over to the Mothman and be like, "So what can we find in the tombs? Or what should we expect to find in the tombs? Is there another primordial down there?
how close are we to done with all of this?
How do we get Astrid out of here
You
without
mean
dying?"
with all this, you mean the whole campaign?
No, I'm asking you how close are we to done with Guardian, this apocalypse that we're damn near deep.
I'm just wondering when we're not
It
gonna be
says-
little.
The path to
Evil.
Shalvarek is one of 2 ways. We can either go through the Forsaken Village, through its lush forest and dangerous trek, or we can go directly to the tomb and face Shalvarek
Well,
face to face.
What about Guardian? What's that going to take to get him active enough? Because I got little blue pills in my bag.
The Guardian is the closest. Okay, that graph right there, the Pokeball, basically. He says the dawn is the closest thing to the sun itself, and the Reach was the first son of the dawn, or the sun, which would be the Guardian. The more powerful the Guardian gets, the more powerful you all get.
I'm just wondering when we're gonna turn back into
Normal
whatever.
humans?
Well, whatever we're gonna be. Yeah.
Or if we're going to be stuck here.
That's kind of why he saved Astrid.
Oh, okay.
So how do we get Astrid out of here safe? Do we have to beat the
Right there.
Shalvarek guy?
She's already saved.
She's already saved.
As long as she becomes conscious again, she'll be okay.
Cool.
You got to the point to where you guys figured it out. You broke to where the custodian was freaked out enough to where you could save her.
You're welcome.
Hey, who got her to the church and 2 turns or less?
Daddy, look. Take my bed.
Take her to church.
Take her to church. Anyway,
All right.
how do we
So
make the guardian strong?
Jesus said it was
Because
okay as long
making
as it
him
was
strong
in the
makes us
church.
strong.
I mean, it's going to be a waiting
up the butt.
process. That's what the
You
church
have
is
to
there
remember.
for. That's why Guy created the chapel.
Hey,
That's why Guy's character created the chapel as a way to restore the Guardian's power, because he, Seneschal Reg, is weakened from an earlier battle amongst the stars, whatever you want to say.
So we can either go through the tomb or we can go through the lush forest for the dangerous trek.
Mhm.
What's so dangerous about the trek?
Forest.
Well, duh.
He won't
or
say
you might
he's-
have to fight a bugbear.
Oh god.
He doesn't say, he doesn't point to the fact that it's as much dangerous as it's going to be a trial of your will.
Let's go there. I don't see it.
It's right underneath you. Yeah.
I was gonna grab it, but I would have put my face in your lap, so. Figured just let you get it.
Let's do the
I
challenge.
was about to say, if you're waiting on me, I'm saying let's just head right for the tomb if I can end it. Yeah. Let's make some bombs, go for the tomb, and implode this bitch on itself.
Let's heal.
Let's take a short break
Yay!
with this message from our sponsors.
I need a long break. I need all my fucking shit from my against John Rick.
Brought to you by Healing Jerky. Take some rations, take some potions.
I
Healing
mean,
Jerky.
there is also the false god.
So we have to defeat the false
Didn't we
god?
run into that guy? What about 2 people
I
in the village?
don't remember fighting him.
Hey, we didn't. We never went up to the top, the upper village.
The Zeal Village.
Yeah.
Whoa!
We
That
still
is
got
so
some
fast
things you guys
speeding.
can do, but like I said, there is a direct way to get to Shalvarek.
But
But to do that means you're probably going to face his most.
Powerful.
enemy.
You're going to face him when he's ready for it.
Is he ready for us? Because he just said he's still in tune.
Hey, what if we go in there?
Is it one of those you kick the door down and all of a sudden he's at full strength? Or is it like you need to do all the
You're going to fight him on his plane.
I wanna go challenge some willpower. Let's go do that.
Let's go to the village on the top floor first. See
Yeah.
what they
Okay.
have for us.
That's
Yeah,
kinda
I, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I wanna
let's do it.
You're good.
Yeah, explosion sword.
So
No, you're not gonna get a booming blade.
the Nether Beast is probably still out here somewhere.
No, he walked up.
He stopped off.
He's hiding in his corner.
Let's go. This is the staircase.
You guys don't want anything else from Rowan right
This
now?
is the staircase.
You guys don't want anything else from Rowan right now?
Show him the 2
Okay.
dreams of life.
Just ask him. Ask him.
Where is
Is there anything important that we need to know?
do you know where Psycho Bitch went? And how can we kill her?
He says if you're going to the 3rd floor, that's where you'll find Abel.
Is she like gonna be at the village of Zeal or whatever?
She's their queen.
Let's
Who's down for a slaughter?
let's take a long nap and then go upstairs with lots of fire.
Here's how it's probably gonna go. Activate.
Ha! Look at that. No more village.
Look
Just
at
her.
that.
I mean, if you guys are going to continue tonight, then we're going to say you guys are going to get a short rest, not a long rest. So I'll allow full health, but mostly as far as spell slots go, that's going to be a little bit impaired. This is like, I want to fuck shit up.
This is what I got.
Tell me something.
Let's go challenge some willpower. I mean,
I'm worried about what's gonna happen while we're gone. If the church really is secure as they seem to make it out to be, or is Astrid gonna be not Astrid? Abel going to be able to come down and
Yeah, because obviously you can't take either the Guardian or Astrid with you.
right. And I figured fight.
And the
Shalvar
custodian looked like it was gone, but is it?
Yeah, I know. He kind of just like dispersed.
I need to ask the Mothman something. The aura that was in the middle of the first
The ward.
floor. Yeah, the ward.
Was that her?
Can you make another one of those around the church? A bigger one.
So Eli made that.
Eli made that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Eli's got it.
How do we make it?
It's a power of primordial that's been passed down.
Oh, which one of you motherfuckers are descendants? Because we need to know.
He just said.
Eli is guy now.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's
Whereas
not at
she's
that level
Cain.
of power. Hey, is there any way we could, get them that strong again?
Restoring the Guardian.
Oh, gee, thanks. Let's just roll him in the tub.
Roll
Roll him in the tub and spoon feed him some pudding.
Yeah.
Rhubarb pudding. He'll be fine at the end of the week.
yeah, it's like he's all sacked out. Healing jerky. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Just stick it right in the butt.
You gotta remember also when you guys left the Forsaken Village, they were mobilizing.
Yeah, they were preparing for war.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where are they going to war with?
They're heading for the third floor.
Oh, they're going to the.
I say let them fight their own battle, then step in at the end.
That's what I was thinking. That if we a village versus a village, and all we have to do is worry about the general. Y'all have played Dynasty Warriors.
Let the neutral people take each other out and just give for the power.
I kind of don't want the village to wipe itself out, though. They did help us get to where we are now.
Yeah.
And you have a couple players without mask and other things.
Hmm?
I said you got a couple players without the mask and other things to give them boost.
The fighter who doesn't have one.
Which would hopefully be a 2-hit bonus. Oh, wait, no, he's got his dice. Never mind. Gotta remember to use those.
All right. Let me try to give you guys some gaps to fill out for the story.
Ooh.
Look at Rowan and be like, tell us what you can. Everything. Start at bottom, works it out.
Okay. He says the reason why you guys are Zoddles is because Astrid tried to reach you when you first entered the temple, so you take back your original forms. It was blocked by Abel, which is why you became what you became. You became subjective servants in form of the temple rather than the forms you were supposed to take, which would be your original forms.
Does that mean we have bodies somewhere that we're supposed to be inhabiting?
Which is where you would go.
Are our bodies in the tomb?
They're heading toward the tomb.
What do you mean they're heading towards the tomb? What's in our bodies right now?
Ghost.
Let's say a leech-like connection to Shalvorek.
So do we have to kill
I want
the?
my dick back.
What?
So what do we have to do to get our bodies back? Just kill things inside
Well,
of it?
Astrid will give you a link, and then it's just a matter of
You click the link, you download it.
she'll give you the link to your body, so where you can find it and regain it.
We're pretty much just waiting for Astrid and the Guardian to wake up.
I mean, essentially.
And you're trying to urge us to go do something worse. You're like, no, we want our bodies back.
Well, I'm down for some more.
At the same time, I'm thinking, like, if we get back to our bodies and we die in our bodies, are we going to come back to life? Because we're coming
But
back now as Axolotl.
If we get to our bodies and we are, what do you call them? The primordials.
we get some power, but maybe.
I mean, not all of you are primordials, though.
Let's still just be like a jock axle or something.
Because
What do
you know,
I'm just
you know of
shake my
Abel,
floor.
you know of Eli, you know of Cain. You have Astrid with you. The only two you're missing are Noah and Adarin.
Well,
Basically,
So-
like I said, it's a leech-right connection with Shalvarek, which basically means he's been getting stronger and healing in.
we do need to get our bodies back as a form of weakening him, but not necessarily get them back to put us back in them.
we need to get them back and get them out of his control.
Mhm.
So basically, whenever I switch bodies, I'm gonna be a dude.
No, you're
Okay.
Kane is still a female.
your high
Okay.
school body.
Oh, okay.
Is it not that? No, those aren't the bodies we're going for.
You were
Okay.
never human.
The
Okay.
bodies that you were supposed to be when you came into the.
You were never really human.
So what about the village or the town that we came from outside of all of this? Is all of that just a fake construct too?
Okay,
Welcome to
then.
A
Nightvale.
false
To
memory.
me, to me, get
So
down to
false
This
memory.
Oh.
wasn't first flying.
So then, what happened to us?
We woke up.
I know. From what?
First flying
Okay.
cracked a little.
So the legend goes the first the first Zoddles that were around, the first subservient beings, found a way to break the cycle of life that was basically restoring Shalvar Rek. And 6 of them in particular were the ones responsible,
Mhm.
the primordials.
Mhm.
Some of them ascended to become something else, whereas they took on other people of other races in order to try to build a resistance. That resistance technically fell. And the result was basically they put everybody in a vat and they changed your memories, scrambled it all up. Some of you were in a matrix-like construct, which was the town, whereas others have basically become stuff like the Blight Screamers, the Gnolls, the corrupted beings that have lost everything.
Mhm.
And you have the errants that have no memory or connection. The only thing they know is that they're supposed to
They're
bring
living
back the
bodies
guardian.
with no memory inside of them.
So there's all this loss that's happened.
So what is Rowan then?
Good question.
Because we're axolotl. The errands are human. The
Yes.
villagers are human. Rowan is a giant looking moth.
Rowan is the last surviving of the second ascension.
Moth towards the light.
Something. The second ascension established the temple sanctuary grounds and villages by organizing the Forsaken, the human feeling people. Because that's what happened as a result. Not only bats and stuff, some people were changed into humans. Grounded villages by organized Forsaken with the second ascension and fellow Forsaken arrived in the temple. They emulate their human form, a primitive structure, the fourth rebellion. Essentially, a human form has a low understanding and exposure to the primordial energies like the dawn, the reach, the blight, and the absence, which is basically what Shalvar Rek wants to collect.
So
You're talking dark space.
we're closer
nothing.
to our powers as axolotl, but we would be the closest in our primordial bodies.
In your normal form,
Being human would put us farthest from our available powers.
for the most part. The human form is an effect placed by the temple to siphon and pry connection to the reach, dawn, and blight. The Zoddle form gifted by the Sphinx, Astrid, was a necessary baptism put forth by Astrid, but was interrupted by Abel, the Darkwater. The party was given the connection to the energies, but understanding wasn't fully established. That soften out some gaps of what's been happening lately to your lives.
Why we're getting near godlike power randomly.
Yeah.
So why I can teleport everywhere?
And you guys had full lives in your like matrix-like system. Like you guys had parents, you guys had a high school career. He became a cop, but you all, like I said, you always felt there was like an artificial feel to it. Nobody had any sense of humor. There was no referencing to anything. It was all just like the same mundane day after day.
A fireman.
So I think we need to go kill the Sable chick.
Yeah, that's kind of the end zone of all this.
Okay.
What can Rowan do for us in a more physical / metaphysical sense? Rather than just tell a story.
I mean, he's gonna be an NPC and help you out a little bit, but he says right now he'd rather guard the church
Yeah, he cares about the Guardian and having Mickey traps and stuff as well.
because he has a stake in reviving as well. He says he did find
Okay, who's
on
right?
the moth
Dude.
Oh.
on.
Oh.
He said he had a village to the Forsaken village. He hands you a bag, and basically within the bag, you're gonna find 12 bullets, And this is how your bullets are going to work.
So like, these don't fit.
12 bullets.
2 clips.
No, it's Derringer. Let's two bullet.
Make sure I got them. Search items.
There we go.
Unless it's like in Archibest, in which case it loads one and then you have to slow load another.
Count it as an arrow sling.
This one is cool. The screen tree. Awesome.
But basically your roll with the gun is still going to be accurate shit. So just for warning, don't use it unless you're point blank and you really need to use it.
What's that? I fire at 60 feet.
Headshot!
We're taking so.
Okay.
Okay, so now what?
Oh, you realize you don't have the camera
What do I
pointed.
draw? What do I do?
Oh, what the hell?
What do I do?
Yeah, Rowan will intend to help later. I'm going to have him build kind of like an arcane archer.
Can I ask my
Ranger
personality traits?
combination.
There's nothing on it.
No. What's that?
With what?
Never mind.
12 bullets. And what else is in the bag?
Is there
Is there anything else in the bag?
nine?
Yeah, there's a mask for the fighter.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you're the fighter.
The other one. Do the other one.
Which one?
I'm trying to think. of which one.
The one that threw a
So,
cat or a dog or
What do I
whatever.
write for the mask?
Over one more.
Down here.
Here.
Mask.
What is it? Shark?
For the fighter?
Yeah.
The fighter's a mouse.
I'm saving
Mouse.
that.
Mouse.
Oh gosh, send it to him later.
What's his attack roll like right now?
Plus D10. D
Plus what?
Plus 2.
Yeah, add another +3.
So
So
plus
plus
5.
5 total.
Okay, so I'll erase the two and
No,
No,
that
no, no, no.
stays the
Oh,
same
no.
because that's your strength mod to your attack because of your mask.
my head's so itchy.
Take your hat off.
I'll use it as my pillow.
All right.
So
So
consensus is you all want to go try to fuck up Abel, right?
upstairs in the village, where we potentially have another army fighting another army.
Yeah, it's 10:05 right now. That's up to you guys. I mean, Guy doesn't get off till 11 though.
You think this fight is going to take a significant amount of time?
Yeah, because you're not just fighting her. You're going through an army of Zeals.
Okay,
What about the other one? Whenever like
Just a straight
we'd be
shot.
going through,
The trials.
yeah, the trials.
let's just
So what? Isn't it like? Didn't you say walking through the woods trials or whatever, something like that?
Yeah, you're going to be walking through a forest, so you're going to fight some creatures that are more primal, I guess would be the word for it, and then you're going to face things that are similar to what one would have been.
Yeah. So
All right, let's split up the group. 3 people go.
No.
oh god.
Because Vince we would have to split Vince and a guy up for heal things.
Or give me all
which
of your
character are
beef
you?
jerky for myself.
which character are you?
The red one.
Me with my ability to pretty much go invisible.
But would that take as long as us going and fighting a full on war, or what?
I mean, probably not as long. I don't know. It depends on how you guys want to do it.
Yes.
Is there any way
Fuck
we-
shit up.
Is there any way we could talk the church members into helping out with the fight against the Zeal up top?
To fighting against them.
Oh, yeah.
They say
Well, I
If
mean,
we already have another
technic-
army coming up and fighting, would you be willing to help?
They've said before they didn't care about the people.
Yeah, but now we've got.
in guy technically like their
I don't know what.
leader. Go fight for me.
in a way.
Yeah, but then
Oh.
you believe they believe in The
Yeah,
church.
their priority is the Guardian. That's the only thing they know. Like, they also, like, in their religion, they believe when the Guardian becomes stronger, they'll get some of their stuff restored. So they want to be there for that. It's a
Part of their humanity.
Yeah.
Self-fulfillment.
think of this as kind of a live stream that interconnects your soul. And that was the centerpiece.
Right, then suppose when you sit around and wait for the Guardian to wake back up.
Oh, days, Skullface. Thanks for that. I'm just making everybody act like they're talking in the game.
Over here talking in corner quietly while the religious nuns are sitting over there praying to a dead body.
You're dead,
Well, he's not quite alive.
but he's not like dead.
Did we ever throw his ass in the pool?
Yeah, no, we
They dragged him.
So that runner is like up on the third
I was
floor
asking
saying,
Bill.
"Don't be talking about dead people, you fuck nut." What?
He's up there damn near immortal because he dipped him in the shit and completely dismembered.
I don't fucking hear it.
Nick! That other
Yeah,
always-
you see the foot like just going.
Fuckers.
Fucking done.
you like this army just comes up there like, what happened to that guy?
This is Shrek.
He's like, don't trust the mortals.
Hey, you.
Whenever
Oh, so
Rowan
my
handed you
ball?
that bag,
Yeah,
he said
Bottle?
said it was from Myron.
Ow. Ow.
Said Myron.
The leader that's kind of an
Myron's
asshole, not the one
falling.
that's trying to organize the.
Oh, the one that she spit in the face of.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that called her a bitch and then she got mad at. So yeah, he gave you the bag and bullets, and basically
I have a
there's a
bag of
message on it
bullets.
that says you know what to do.
Yeah, just put everybody back where they were. I know. I'm just bringing them in the box.
He looks so fucking like, oh shit, I do know what to do.
I do know what to do.
He's like, how many lives did I got? How many bullets did I got?
I got enough.
There we go. I put everybody back in their original position, I think.
Let's go into the woods.
Okay, cool. Finally, someone else is with me.
Okay, I
Um,
I just need someone to point and be like, go fuck that thing up.
Okay, we're going to the woods.
Okay.
So you guys are doing descend.
Yeah. I guess
Alright.
so.
Let's move everybody.
Go ahead and get everybody up to like full
Okay.
HP.
Put them.
Give yourselves
Full HP, gotcha. Wait, what am I full HP?
2 of each spell slot.
Wait, what am I
For what
full
you
HP?
need.
44. You 44.
Huh?
It's this number right here.
44, okay.
We're passing through the village again.
Passing what?
We're passing through the village of Forsaken again on
Yeah.
the way through the forest.
Yeah.
Stop by, say hi, see, ask them if anything is going on or if they have discovered
I did
anything.
So on your way down,
I
you can
put
see
plus
that
now.
there's
Filing up.
the army is starting to file up to the second floor.
Look. Stop by Byron, give a little nod.
You have the shark mask kind of like in the front, ready to fucking go. You have the turtles like shortly behind them. The owls are kind of like,
Go.
we're gonna do it, but you know, we've
You're not
seen
gonna
things.
See it happen.
We've seen things. We'll let you go first. It's okay.
We know what's inside the box.
Just as we pass some deuces, I'm gonna go pillage your
The
village.
frogs are all kind of,
No, nothing.
hanging out.
I didn't hear.
What?
It's like as
Oh,
we're
what's
walking
this
by, I'm
one?
just like,
This one's
deuces,
name
we're
again?
gonna go pillage your village.
Is that-
Did y'all leave any wounded behind?
We left her back there.
Yeah, she stayed back.
Okay.
She's there.
Let's just pray for
Stop
the
Myron and what's the
whatever
other
his
fuck's
name
name?
is.
Magnus?
Myron, I would assume they're together if they're both co-leaders, right?
Magnus would probably be kind of like buried within the Turtle Clan right now.
Turtle.
Wave them down and update them on everything that we've done.
There
Magnus?
we go.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Them, wave them down.
All right.
Objectively and inform them on everything that we've done, that we have Astrid and the Guardian safely secured.
To our
at
knowledge.
the church.
All right.
Where I would like to request that they do something about helping protect that if at all possible. Any spare numbers they have.
All right. Magnus kind of looks at you. He says, "It's a good call, but I want to tell Myron."
Why?
Why? Are we not all here for the same end?
He says, "No, Myron will want to exploit that power."
Neither of them are ready.
Neither of who.
Astrid and the Guardian.
So
I'm not
he won't-
saying go inside the church. I'm saying wait outside and make sure nothing gets to the door.
I'm just warning you. Don't tell Myron.
Now I don't want to tell them.
Huh?
I said now I want to tell
Now you
them.
want
I
to
wonder
tell
how
Myron?
hard it'd be just go to her and just be like,
Probably
No
not
problem.
right now.
'Cause
Okay.
he's at
Marty,
the very
Marty wants
end.
to head
He's
go to the
trudging
church.
along. Well, he might be the only one in the village at this point because he don't care. He just wants to see something else happen.
Try to break the noise.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
not going to church.
So is he at the village?
Yeah, we're gonna
So
say
when we
he's.
pass through the village.
We're gonna
stop by mine.
see he's brooding by the fucking totem right now.
Nobody give away our secret yet.
Alright.
How are things? I
I'm
see you're
gonna
What do you
stay
have to
near
tell
the
me,
church.
Fox?
should happen.
What kind of shit?
people
We
die.
killed some stuff.
The stuff that hits
Some
the
people
wall.
died.
The
We
Guardians are
sacrificed
dead.
some
I've been,
things.
your subordinates have told me.
I would think so.
Your runners have kind of
Those
followed your path.
are the
this whole
spies in
time.
the sky.
You mean like the one we used?
What? The ones that
Out of game.
that better be
What
meta.
does that mean?
What does meta mean? I'm a god. What does meta mean?
All right. He's like, "You get my package?"
Yeah, I got it. Fully loaded and ready to go.
You sure he dies alone?
Who?
That's all he has to say to you. You want to give him any other information? Because he thinks you're going right for Shalvarek.
Yeah, I know. We
I'm
Oh, I thought he was
talking.
talking about like one of us.
no. We've got a few more things that we have to shore up before we make that last step, just to make sure that we can succeed. But
If it keeps up
Hey,
your
bud.
facade, go for it.
stop messing with the figures.
For a spy, you have the worst faces. You know that?
That's what the mask is for.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm trying to NPC here. You're just so much guilt.
There is no guilt. There is only admiration in my own eyes.
All right. So, is that your conversation with Myron? You can tell him any more?
I kind of wanted to end there. Anybody else want to say anything to him without?
Hi, girl.
Mhm.
I just remember that this is being recorded.
And you see him awkwardly alone. No soldiers around him. Wink, wink. I'm just kidding. Don't do it.
He might be a mild god.
Mhm.
Hey, well, if you really wanted to make it happen. If you really wanted to make it happen.
All right.
Walk up. Thanks for the 11 bullets. 11. I said 12. Yeah.
I've already
No,
checked
I'm
your
gonna eat
name.
all of them.
So just
Hopefully.
out of game observation. I think this dude, what is his name?
Myron?
Yeah, Myron. I think he's a leech.
One
Just
of
on
them.
the rack.
You
No,
think he just gives away?
I don't think he works for Shaw. Right?
Why would he not be with the rest of his clan?
Because he knows how it's going to end. Orpheus knows he's not the one. He may as well be Orpheus in this.
To a degree. I mean, I'll repeat what they want. Magnus basically wants kind of the power of the Guardian and to kind of see that get exploited and change things in a way. He wants the fulfillment of a prophecy. Myron doesn't want it to happen. He wants it to just flat out end. They both have an idea of what's supposed to happen when you face Shalvarek, because Shalvarek is a leech-like creature. And he knows basically in some way, shape, or form, if he doesn't die alone, it can leech onto something else.
Like our bodies.
Yeah. I mean, take that Draco Lich and times it times 1,000. It can just choose its source. So, nothing else to say. He's gone psychotic because he's seen so much death and destruction around him.
He's seen the reboot many times.
Okay, now, next thing, that's the word next time.
Well, thanks for the help. You've been an ass, but
Likewise, Fox.
let's go put an end to this.
Do your
Let's get to the
thing.
next battle now.
Do your thing.
Let's get to the next battle now.
So you guys are gonna start venturing toward the forest, right?
Yes.
The shaman is also in town. He basically, he's just kind of acting like he sees a whole new light in you guys. He's like kind of excited whenever you all approach. He's like, Eli and Cain together again. So he's kind of talking nonsense at this point. He does wave you guys to where the forest entrance is. It's basically on the opposite end of the giant door where you guys tried to steal rope and shit earlier on.
It's so good.
Wait, this is the forest that we kind of went through.
Like we came up on the shore, and then we kind of went to village, and the forest is kind of this way.
That
We
locked
passed through
area.
a corner of it.
Okay, so, now what do we do?
We start venturing.
Okay.
Roll for perception.
I mean, essentially that's what you want to do. You guys are going to just start trekking through the forest along the yellow brick road.
I was going to say, is there
I got
a
a 17.
marked path or to have to?
I'm gonna consult my journal.
You can consult your journal.
17 on perception. No bonus. This natural.
Okay. The area is kind of spread out a little bit. Let me see. Where's the
Marker.
Let's call these trees for now.
Those are some nice trees.
Oh yeah, you like those trees. Back here is one giant yellow tree.
Oh, that's red.
Motherfucker.
Man, that's
A shitty tree. I
It's an
know.
old tree.
It's a circly, viney. I don't know what that is. Tree.
All right.
Do you have enough trees?
Yeah, plenty.
Okay, let's get good. Okay, let's get again. Sorry.
Go on an adventure.
Okay, time to roll. Let's see who goes first.
Not yet.
The moment you just
And
hear,
all of our skeletons.
the moment you hear, I cast burning hands. I cast
I
fire.
know they look like skeletons, but that's not what they are. They're basically spider people.
Might be a good thing Gordon didn't show up.
Those are Zeal
Sure.
warriors.
It's the first spiders.
How many of them?
4?
2 Zeal warriors, and then those other things are something else.
What are their shields?
It's
That's
just the figures
just
he
the
has.
figures.
We'll go ahead and throw a third one of them at you.
What is that one?
Those and the rats are basically the same thing. They're kind of like wolves, but their faces look like they've been ripped off, so there's no fur on them, and it looks like they're kind of like barfing out
That one?
like grub, so like leech-like bugs.
This that was you?
It was the group message. Robert said something.
No?
Oh,
Robert said something to you?
Okay, fine.
you're close.
No.
But no.
Oh,
Okay.
good. I was worried.
Okay, I'm ready
Yeah.
to roll the dice to see who's first now.
Are you?
I'll go ahead and give that part away. Similar to Astrid, Darren's somewhere for something you've already seen.
Wow. Okay, everybody roll the dice.
Ooh.
7.
Ooh.
Fix number 7.
Ooh.
There too.
Fix number 7.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think? Let me see if I can find my pictures for that creature so you guys have an
Yeah.
idea.
Wait until he tells us to roll. You don't want to roll in advance because those don't count for shit.
Okay. So that's what a zeal looks like.
Oh, I'm just gonna have nightmares now.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Sexy.
That was Phil.
That mouthful. But
Interesting.
Heads or tails? Daddy,
No, no,
heads
no.
or
You're
tails?
supposed to say. You're supposed
Heads or
to
tails?
say,
Where is
don't
heads?
tell your mother.
Where is heads?
what?
You're supposed to say, don't tell your mother.
I don't know where he got all these interesting
Heads.
words.
Daddy, got heads.
Yeah.
Nice.
Daddy got heads.
These are the wolves. They're called rippers.
Let me see.
Are you sure? Nah,
You just covered his mouth.
yeah, I know. Well, he moved. He's so excited.
No, you just went straight.
So that's what you're looking at right now.
So it's just a wolf.
Yeah, it's just a wolf.
It's just a wolf.
With his face
And
ripped
the
off.
skeletons are mostly just skeletons. So, okay.
With some
Yeah.
flesh.
Yeah.
So they're
Just
mostly just
some flesh.
zombies. So they're mostly just zombies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I can live with that.
All right.
Because I play Minecraft and zombies.
What?
All right, so that's what you're looking at. I mean, you see them, and then you see the tree. The tree looks like it's kind of obscured, but there's like what looks to be an entrance within the tree.
Okay.
So you guys just want to try to
Kill it or make a
these?
break for it.
Huh?
Kill it or kill them or make a break for it.
I say kill
First
the.
of all,
I
I'm
think
gonna
kill
go ahead and
the
throw
EXP.
protection from good and evil.
You can go ahead and start off with casting your spells. That you
I
have a limited number of.
Well, I mean, it goes for the duration of this encounter.
This encounter might be over the moment we hit that tree, though.
say we fight them for the EXP.
We're getting XP. You get XP for bypassing the event.
Yeah, let's just stroll towards the tree and see what happens.
Fight what we have to fight.
Yes. Now can we roll a dice to see who goes first?
Sometimes it's just story. It doesn't need to be dice rolled.
Setting.
Hold up.
Smoke weed every day. I'm like right in the way of the camera.
So what's happening, Tyler?
As we approach.
As you approach, you just see these three frogs ribbiting about.
Like the size of us frogs?
Huh?
Like the size of us frogs?
About half your size.
Oh, okay.
That's a big frog.
They kind of look like the toad from Monster Hunter. The one with the teeth.
Starts with the T.
That's the cobra.
Yeah, that's probably.
You missing me on this.
I've never seen that.
It's-
I've never
it's from-
seen that monster.
I can open.
I've never seen that monster.
Okay.
It'll be alright.
I mean, it's basically just a giant toad with.
Dust.
Wait.
So we're gonna keep walking.
All right.
All right, you're close enough. Jack of opportunity on all 5 to you ones.
Pretty much. Let's see here.
Only objective.
Roll dice to go first.
Hold on. Chill.
Let's go ahead and start with. Oh yeah, I guess we could throw them in there too. That's all right.
No,
We'll
we're
start
good. 5 enemies is enough, potentially 8.
with Potentially 8.
I don't know how the frogs are going to react to
Yeah,
us.
screw that. Pack them up.
The what? The frogs.
This is where everyone
Do they look
dies.
sinister?
Will you guys give me another card? Another little table.
Okay, what are the cards on the field?
The extra note card.
Yeah.
That's just HP,
Oh, okay.
just to track
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Ooh, wait, hang on, I want to see this.
What?
What
That's
is
the
this?
map for when we first tried it.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
I might just set this right here because we might need it when we crack the bubble.
This is the frogs.
I've never,
Yeah, that doesn't look sinister. No, not at all.
yeah, I've never seen that.
All right. Circle up.
I've never seen that in my Monster Hunter stories.
Wizards in the back. Rogue in the very middle. I'm kidding. Rogue in the middle. Why would I say that? A rogue in the back.
Next to the rat.
Tyler, what? Final final boss on right? On high right? Or G right?
For Generation View. It's pretty cool.
What is this?
Egyptian mantis.
Ew.
Oh, the one fighting zombies.
It's like a hunter size.
All right.
It's tiny.
So far, it looks like the only things that you've triggered to make mad is the 3 wolf-like creatures.
What about
The Zeals at the corners seem basically uninterested in you right now.
I want to bash it in the head, tell it to
And-
go away.
The frogs look like they might get involved, but it's more of a territorial thing. Like if you get too close, they might react.
Swap spots, be in the middle of the room.
Doop, foop.
Ooh. Will they attack anyone?
Ooh, maybe.
okay?
Get fucked.
Let's see. For initiative, I got a 2, I got a 4, and I got a 6.
Marker
14.
13 and 7.
16.
3. So 2, 4, and 6.
16.
Plus that one by your health. 7.
You got a 16 plus your 7, which makes it a.
These wolves are gonna get foot.
Am I still
Just
first?
pick it up and slam it
That
down.
aim?
Right.
What did you
Pretty
guys
close.
get?
I got 13 and 17. She got a 3. He got
14.
14.
So. Yeah, I mean,
Let's go ahead and do him. And
Just
then
pair
both
him
mine.
together. Pair him together. Take the high one.
I can either go first or last. I don't
what'd
care.
you
Not
get?
first, you're last.
Hey, what'd you get?
I got a 3.
The animals is stomp on.
Uh,
Get on out there.
If you don't chew big red, that's you.
Said a 2, 4, and 6.
Melody was sending me
What's the
clips of Talladega Nights. So
I got 16.
Wolf A, Wolf B, Wolf C.
We'll play with B.
dead wolf, dead wolf, dead wolf.
Then do the-
Zombie A, Zombie B, Frog 1, Frog 2, Frog 3. Wait, no, Creepy Frog 1, Creepy Frog 2, Creepy Frog 3.
We got a riddle for you. Maybe not a riddle, but a problem.
What?
Alright. When I was 6, my sister was half my age. Now I'm 70. How old is my sister?
The answer is. The answer is 35.
No.
What?
When I was 6, my sister was half my age, making her 3.
Yeah.
Now I'm 70. How old is my sister?
Hang on. Hang on.
Where?
That should be 35.
No.
Okay. Oh. She's not half your age. She's 3 years younger than you.
Making her.
The answer is 60. 7.
There you go.
I figured out how fast some of those guys on the videos on YouTube. Good job.
We should. Oh wait, hey, we did record that.
Oh,
We need to cut that section out, put it on the internet. Hey, you're smarter than some adults that I know.
Shit. I would be in trouble. I was like, wait,
Okay, so
Hold on,
who goes
Matt.
first?
yeah. How long has it been since I've done math?
Okay, so let's play now.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
You
Wait,
make
D&D.
Halloween.
Who
Go
goes
ahead.
first?
You
I believe.
So, I
go for the wolf first on your left.
okay, I'll go for this.
Rat.
The rat sculpture. The dead wolf on the left.
Dead wolf on the left. Okay.
Not dead wolf.
STV.
I got 12.
Did.
Got 12.
Well, plus your 7.
Whoa, that's
No, not
it's plus
7.
5.
What is this?
12 plus 5 is 17.
17.
That's enough.
Woo! How much damage did that be?
I don't know. You gotta
gotta
roll
roll
for
for
it.
Yeah, you gotta roll this.
It's a 9. It has
What's
one.
The line underneath
That's
it.
the line underneath. But you to the
The line
six.
goes at the bottom.
So 6 plus.
I think he can do the superiority dice if he wants, but that's up to him.
It adds
Hang on,
28.
let's see.
Every time you roll superiority dice, you only have so many, and it's an additional 1.
I want to do extra attack.
You're
Wait,
going to
attack.
attack a couple times. You can attack up to 3 times. No,
Okay, I'll do the other thing that you guys said.
What? You're gonna add a superiority dice?
Yes.
All right, you need a D8 to roll.
That one right there in front of yours.
Yeah, that's one.
You already have it out.
Another 6. So
12.
12.
Plus 2. 5 now.
8.
Isn't it? Since
What? Yeah, plus 5.
instead of the 2.
Is it 2 attack and 2 damage? The plus 3 that he's got? Or is math? just straight
Nah, I'm
plus.
thinking this attack.
So the attack is mostly 20 something.
So, you back a little.
So the attack is about 20.
6, 12, 13, 14. 14?
Yeah, about 20.
So I'm doing A, B, C. Whoops. That's nice.
So how much health does it have?
Oh wait, no, you've got like 2 more actions.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You get attack 2 more times.
12.
17 hit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll both these at the same time.
Why are you gonna do it? You only have so many of those dice. The bonus 8.
Yeah, you only got like 3.
Just use
8
I
and
wouldn't-
2.
10, 11.
12 more damage.
And then I have one more attack.
You have 1 more attack, but don't use your superiority dice. Save that for later. You might need it for defense or something.
Probably.
That one
5.
does not hit.
Yeah, that one didn't hit.
Okay.
That would be
That
his,
was
that'd be his last attack.
Okay.
Yeah. Because walking is an action, and then each attack is an action. You have 4 total actions per turn.
Ah. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
we
this
got
in my
that.
thingy so that I
No,
won't
go ahead and leave it on.
Okay, I'm
Because you
gonna
might need it. You'll need it for something defensive.
here.
later.
I'm gonna put the ones that I might need.
I was
right
just going to bash it.
Just gonna bash one in front of you,
That was 8
or
plus
the one that he
5
was hitting.
is-
Oh, the one in front of you. Okay,
Yeah,
different one.
I didn't know what their defense was, but I didn't think an 8 plus 5 was good to get it. 13.
Yeah, you just missed it.
You got it that time.
14 plus whatever you mod.
That's a challenge.
No, 19 is a challenge.
Oh, I thought it was straight 14. 19, you got it.
All right, we know what we're hitting for.
I know.
5
Fuck up there.
plus 16, 21.
I think it's all pet. Do that.
All right.
Maybe I should be going for piercing damage.
Yeah, you basically bashed it 7.
Did what now?
And I guess guys just gonna try to hit it with a sword.
You mean ace?
Mace.
15.
15 plus whatever the heck you gotta do.
What is it? Plus 3?
20.
Would it be
No,
his
it's
strength
plus
to
5.
hit with the mace?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's not a finesse weapon.
Plus 5. Wow, he's got plus 5 as well.
That's 20.
So
You definitely hit.
2.
2 plus 6 plus 2. Haven't actually had to do this for him. Plus 5. So 7 plus You got a 9.
I get hit by 9.
Yeah, he hit for 9.
Oh,
Totals up on 30.
yeah, that's.
Did I do more damage?
Hmm?
Did I do more damage?
Wait, on damage?
Get for 9 on whatever number.
The
that
same
is.
one you attacked?
Yeah.
When will we be attacked?
When their turn comes up.
So who's now?
Caleb.
Alright. Move this one. This one's A, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna swing it. 19.
On the one he attacked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, A. 10.
10 damage? On one he hits. So that one
A.
Oh, that's it.
The one that
36.
the rider was hitting. And do it again. Nat 20.
You go super safe and punch it in the fucking face.
Alright, so rolling, is it just one base at 2d20, 2d6 plus 2, or 5, 7,
7.
and I roll
Plus you double roll.
14.
14 damage. That one's gone.
Harvest him.
See it fucking
You didn't
dissolve.
harvest anything from the last guardian that we killed.
No, because everything faded away. The guardian faded away. When we hit
But
it.
you got all that shit from the room, didn't you?
Shit. Oh well, I guess. Alright.
And
Oh,
I
well,
I guess.
I need collectibles.
got a new sword, which did
Oh
You got a
no.
cloak on.
Oh no, you forgot.
a cloak
What?
gun.
You got your pack.
Oh fuck, I'm going back, guys. I gotta pry some shit off a wall.
So that's mine. I go.
Yeah, who's after that?
Oh, me. I guess if that one's gone, I'm there.
And then it's gonna be the werewolf.
Go for that.
Are you?
I'm gonna hit.
Last night.
Mm.
Maybe he was
Why,
trying to get
why are you using them anyway? Why do we only get these one?
the chick that Eric invited. That older chick that always comes over to get big juice.
Oh, 18.
I was sitting over there and it was after we got the band set up.
23
She's like,
on what see.
"You just gonna be
You're up.
changing not to
23 on
cut
what
like
seat?
that's all I got money for.
That's
How
the
can
third
you
one,
get
right?
four?
We can't be having that.
You said 23.
All right. She bought me like 7 beers.
You're watching my map.
I can't even
Some
read your
one
handwriting.
chick bought me a beer.
Well, that's
Does
good.
that help?
This one chick that I danced with.
And
she
he's
bought a
keeping
beer.
track.
It doesn't matter. I don't want you watching me.
I can't even read what you
Why
write
is he
over
wearing
there.
glasses?
Good.
No,
Every
it doesn't.
time,
My
like,
sight, it's horrible in there.
Thing I spent $4 on Dr. Pepper.
And then everybody started doing beers.
Like, yeah,
All right.
6 point.
So you rocked it pretty good there.
So we have no beer in our store for about a month now.
How's that going?
They're trying to get all the 3 point out.
No, they half off everything that was on the floor the first day.
Mhm.
So 50% off what they had, then they filled that whole entire place up with Gatorade and said no more, told the vendors to go away for the month.
Oh, because they're waiting for the October 1st.
Yeah, we have to redo that whole aisle.
Yeah, I've been down there. I've seen.
I'm sorry, there was no beer.
I don't drink beer.
Root beer.
I'm not
Sure.
I don't either. I walked by, I was like, hey, there's Gatorade and juice. And where did the beer go? My wife was like, we're drinking beer. I was like, no, I don't drink.
Here we go. Give me my top. I got my top.
Is Wolf A is dead.
Wolf 8 is dead.
You said he was dead?
No, I said you rocked him pretty good.
No, Wolf A is dead.
Oh yeah, that one. Goes.
B, C,
Yeah.
Wolf B goes.
Trying to trip me up, Robert.
The
I'm really
whole
shocked no one else started talking to the messages since I'm tagged in 2 now.
Oh.
Since the game began, my phone's been silent.
How many tapes?
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
That's That's how I grabbed it and just pulled it. It just came right off of it.
Isn't there a do not remove label on that?
Yeah, it's only here in
Alright.
California.
What else are we doing?
Wait,
It's Wolf B.
Wolf B. Oh, they actually get to move?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We can't do 150 damage in a single turn.
Are you sure?
Yes, we can.
Some of us can.
We just move out of the way.
everybody looked at her. Wait, what's her name again?
Andrea.
Andrea. What does werewolf seagull last? What does werewolf seagull last?
Whose turn is it?
It's a wolf.
I can still see
It's
it.
Tyler's turn, that's why.
I can still see it. Just look at it
Yeah, I
there.
know. I'm not hiding it, I'm just putting it somewhere.
Alright, the wolf in front of Robert is going to try to separate and head toward Vince.
That's Wolf C.
Okay, we'll see. He's going to separate from Robert and try to head to Vince. Do you want to try to make your opportunity attack?
I would. I would very much like to.
I mean, it's not going to stop him. It's just damage.
18.
You can use so much to hit. So your
Max
normal
damage,
attack.
though.
I mean, it knows you're there.
11.
11 damage on it. And that was
Wolf C. Are you rolling them together as a single unit?
do what?
Are you making it a single movement for both of them? Or are they
Like on the same turn? Because I've got them set up as A, B, and C. Because you said you roll 3 different initiatives for them.
Yeah.
But A's gone.
So
What?
werewolf seagull.
I
Okay. And then it is going to barf on Vincent.
excuse the fuck out of you.
raise the shield?
Has advantage on attack rolls.
But Vincent has
Anybody have a
advantage-
chapstick?
or
My lips are
has
burning.
disadvantage
not
rolling.
put it
No,
on.
I told him not to cast it because this is going to be a
Well,
spell.
would that be a cantrip or would that actually be a spell slot?
What
lips
is
are
it
burning.
on your thing?
Just
Anybody
have it
have a
wrote down.
chapstick?
Search it for
Need
what level it
chapstick.
is. To 0 or 1.
Protection? No, that's a level 1.
I need chapstick.
Does 25 hit?
Yeah, I think 25 hits.
Okay.
I need
Hide
some
behind your shield.
chapstick. I need chapstick. My lips are burning.
Sorry, bro.
Quit licking your lips.
Takes 7 damage and you're contacted by a leech swarm.
Yay.
Kill it, fire.
Kill him with fire.
Go ahead and put. How am I going to represent a leech? Yeah, just put that next to him. Basically, it's going to move on your space. The only way you're going to get rid of it is to kill it. It's got AC of 16.
Oh, so it's on, literally on him.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we just don't have to worry about that.
So, hang on. What about the church?
Don't worry about it.
Should we just erase this church?
Just don't worry about it.
Or is it report?
Add its turn to Vince's. So after Vince goes, the leech swarm will go.
Just put a notice next to it.
I'm gonna
And basically, it can do a swarm bite, which is 1d6 plus 3, and target is poison and receives madness.
Oh, we're running Madness back.
For this one,
I can call her out.
leech swarm. It's a done scout.
Okay. I'm just gonna put these 3 right here. Make the church of Christ.
Was it Eric that actually made a dunce cap for someone that came over?
Wolf B and Wolf C. If they're
It was like a
Wolf
big
B,
piece of
Wolf
paper
C.
just
Are they going?
said dunce on it.
I thought you were
I
doing it
don't
together.
remember that.
Just so no.
It might have been in Tennessee.
Maybe.
So then the other wolf
There.
does.
This,
Yeah.
okay. This is,
Yeah.
this is where the church is gonna be right now.
You swapped them on me.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
He did not name building floor.
Well, he didn't tell me what to label which one. So.
Is it my turn?
No.
You're a swap.
Did she
Andrea's
already go?
Now
I-
it's my turn. This
I
time.
meta hacked a little bit.
It's our turn.
I can get them away from me that way.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Not only that, they have pack tactics. When they're together, they gain advantage.
So do we.
Yeah, but they have to be together. They have to attack the same target. Right.
If you could just like funnel blast the two of them that are in the
Yeah, fireball, hit everything.
No. No.
I would
Hit
drop
everything,
that
everyone.
here.
The woods?
No.
You don't
No.
like the woods?
No.
Drop
Come
it
No
on.
fireball.
And
We are in a forest.
You're
no
pain
fireball.
into your feelings. I'm just kidding.
And this is what California looks like.
You really? I'm leaving.
Slap fireball.
Bye.
Metal.
17 fireball.
Holy shit!
Where are you
Where are you
marking?
dropping it?
It's
I'm
25 feet radius.
Yeah, it's-
Okay.
you don't
let's
roll.
see.
You just drop it in a spot and then you roll
I would
damage.
say like right here and take out.
That
It's
one's
25
him.
from every root. So if you drop it here, it's gonna hit all of this.
Drop it right
Okay.
here. That's gonna hit.
That would hit him.
That would
Yeah, let's go with the frogs over there.
The frogs.
Here?
5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20.
25 feet.
That would hit the wolf's tail.
So
It would hit.
if you drop it on this frog right here, it's
Mhm.
gonna hit both of these wolves.
So is that against your
And
spell
it would also
DC?
hit him though.
Yes.
It would also
What?
hit him.
Is that against your spell DC if she doesn't roll? Or does she roll?
She rolls
It's
damage.
dex. And then she rolls for damage. Yeah, she rolls for damage and then it's a dex save.
So dex save.
It's 68, 86.
I'm
Mathematically, it's
I'm
the
gonna
same
write down
thing.
86.
So
I mean, either way, they're gonna lose if
It's
they fail.
86, right? There's 5.
I mean, with failure, they take half damage, right?
Yeah.
Those frogs are
6,
gone, definitely.
7.
7,
What?
8.
What?
He's trying to say we're in a forest.
it catches everything burnable on fire.
In the
We're in a
radius.
forest.
6.
It doesn't help that we're water-like creatures.
She just discovered she's part god. I mean, let her go crazy.
Try not to let her go crazy.
My first action was to do.
She's the other chaotic evil there, Fox. You gotta let her do it too.
What am I again?
Neutral good. Lawful.
I don't even know where it's at. Lawful, neutral.
So you want
You're
to.
good, but you're okay about it.
Burn. My hands are burning.
My hands are on fire. I'm sorry.
Oh. Should have done that.
I mean, how much damage did you get, Andrea?
Well, I got 41 just on that's not adding.
You just add it to the spell as a total. It doesn't add to each dice.
Okay.
Because you guys are
Okay.
adding to your
43?
I'm gonna add mine.
43 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, by half, everything died in that radius.
That was unnecessary.
The forest is starting to
Oh, that
be
green
on
one
fire a little
Yeah.
bit.
Go back to the temple, considering the forest is about to burn the fuck
Oh.
down.
And then
Awesome.
later, and then
Uh,
come back in the whole forest.
Similar to where you found Astrid in the ward, the tree has a ward of its own.
Oh, so the tree's not on fire.
So everything in that area that's died. So
Yeah.
basically,
We can make a sprint for it.
Let's go to the tree.
We might have to swing it to the frog that's survived.
Okay. Let's go through it.
choose the path wisely.
Ow.
What
For one will
is
lead
yours?
to the tree, and the other
What is your name?
to the
What is your
frog.
favorite color? Green, no, blue.
Heading to the
Sit down!
Heading to the tree.
Ciao.
Alright, so sprint for the tree.
Yeah, for
Watch
the
out for the tree. For the tree.
Isn't it my turn?
All right, so you guys are gonna enter.
Yeah, it seems like a great idea.
It's going.
Roll a different kind of initiative here.
Okay.
Everybody's taking minus
5 and 12.
15.
18.
3.
6.
You got a 10.
I got-
Gonna go
I-
with
Add
12.
your initiative bonus to it.
Wait.
You got a 10. Your initiative is
Wait.
7.
What is my initiative bonus?
7.
This right here.
You actually have a second.
7.
Yeah, I've got a 17.
I got an 18.
Ooh, wait, mine's a 17.
12.
No, yours is it's +7.
Okay. 7. Okay.
What everybody get?
18,
I got 10.
17.
10.
Okay, everybody got their life count
I
right
got
at
12.
4 or below. If you have higher, you're supposed to max out at 4.
I have
And then whatever y'all got.
44 health.
There we go. 24.
I have the
Well, no,
0.
you're,
Yes, boosted.
Like, not your HP, your life count.
Oh,
You're yeah,
if I'm maxed out,
yeah, if you're maxed out,
Yeah.
you need to stay at 4.
yeah.
How many lives do you have?
You got highest?
Who got highest?
Caleb.
Caleb. Caleb, Randy, and Vince. That ain't me.
All right, Caleb.
For the entrance that you guys ran in.
You walk into the door and you see that your hands are back to being normal human hands. You look like you're walking in a church that you recognize. And the figure that you think has been your father in this alternate realm comes up to you and he starts speaking to you about your religion. Any response to this?
My.
When all of this is a lie.
Roll for a perception check.
You want okay, so you want to check on the room?
Yeah. 19 plus whatever you want to add.
So you can tell that this is a figmented kind of situation, but you're still kind of intrigued by where it's going to go. You can tell that you are separated from everybody else that just came through here.
We're all in our own hells.
So
Hang on.
saying it's some sort of
Can we
trap.
go over them?
You're just going to say it's some sort of trap?
That's what I'm thinking at this point.
Your father kind of looks at you very suspiciously.
It's
Well, not
like a fog
suspiciously, but
machine.
empty
She is a
straw.
fog
He's like, why would you think that of me?
This is all that we've gone
Hang on,
gone
that's
through
it.
in the last
That's it. What if
Just
she's
like
something creepy?
Wow,
Blow it
this
and
world
her.
now?
3 days.
3 days.
Or
Counting
think
all
more
the stuff
like
on the list.
about
4 days now.
well, I mean, if you want to count actual D&D time, but let's look at more like you've been here about 3 weeks, maybe 4.
What has happened in the last 3 weeks? It's different. This is not believable to my point of this thing. This
If you've been at home, you've been sick.
This is my
You're not
first
fully
time here,
old
so
man.
I have no idea.
He says, what do you think that you've been doing? That like, what battles have you been fighting that you haven't been fighting here? You take another look at your hand and you see it's kind of green and like you're kind of losing life in a way. Do you reject the image in front of you?
pretty much.
Okay, roll the 20.
That's X'd out.
19. Okay, so you effectively completely doubt it. You find yourself on the other side and you are basically face to face with like a smaller form, like almost, well, it's about the same size as the axolotl. But you see like a really bulky looking frog creature in front of you, just kind of in a vat, and it looks completely drained and lifeless, like it's almost completely been drained.
That is the only thing.
Right now. So that's his part of the initiative. Who's next?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We're gonna go in initiative order.
Yep.
I guess.
So let's see. You're in a house where your parents are kind of fighting and it's getting extremely violent. Your mom drew out a knife on your father. Your father
Be more effective if you say it the other way around.
So your mother draws a knife on your father,
Mhm.
like literally shanks him in the ribs. The father puts her on the wall and just leaves. Your mom has only one comment and she says, leave.
Getting it right.
Bye.
You're just gonna leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go back.
Do I need to roll?
I mean, if you don't feel the need to protect her or to do anything with the other parental figure, then you basically roll and reject what you see.
13.
Where are the crackers? What's he talking about?
Oh,
The
the
Ritz, they're probably gone.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah, they're not in there. I'm too fat for that to eat them.
I got a 13.
There's none in there, bud. I'm sorry.
I would say there was candy in the car, but I dragged that in before I left here.
It was a 13.
There's a 13.
You
Okay.
know what
You do.
You know what it will say?
It can
Roll
be.
this week.
It's basically like your highest stat that you think would be
Okay,
relevant
so then it'd be a 16.
with charisma. I'm guessing
Or wisdom.
with wisdom it'd be 16.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's the highest one I got.
My highest stat
Okay.
is consummation.
You also rip it away, but in doing so, you feel a part of you kind of being torn away.
Mhm.
So you're gonna nix one life. You're at 3 life, or 3 of your lives.
Okay.
You have the list.
I do have the list.
Vince?
Vince?
Yeah, that's me.
All right, Vince. You're in a room with your grandfather and your dad, who are part of this guard wall community who have watched over the place from anything suspicious or creepy forever. And they basically, they're having a funny story about the things that they've guarded against, but you kind of have gaps here. You don't exactly remember any of the situation of the things that they have fought. They talk about stuff kind of similar to the Never Beast and things that you've seen within the temple,
Alright.
but you've never seen them in Guardwall.
Alright.
There's a gap here. So
Put a gun in the button.
from here, your grandfather looks directly at you and he's like, you could be a part of this, son. You could be the next one of us to make a grand remark on this town. Any response to that? Yeah.
What is this town that you speak of?
Guardwall. You've
Guardwall.
lived here all your life
Have I?
since you were a boy. Since you came to us.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So are you rejecting?
Yeah.
Okay, roll the 20.
Nine.
You rolled low, which means you do lose a life as well. But you do reject it.
So wait, do I need to add anything for that?
No
Okay.
wisdom mod.
The wisdom mod?
But I mean, if it's lower than a 17, you're going to take the life.
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, this is going to be weird.
I got sidetracked with dice.
Pay attention and try to focus.
Okay.
That's the hardest thing to do.
He's got AEDs though.
I do too.
All I can tell. You managed to do better than that.
I'm messing it up.
You're an adult too.
This is hard, especially for the character he is, because it's kind of relevant to his age and it's very scary. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let him roll, if that's okay,
That's fine.
because this is about a kid who has like progressively lost his friends around him and then didn't know where they're going. So roll.
Roll your 20.
It's bad. It's a bad psychological thing.
17.
Yeah, okay. He gets away and he keeps his life. Oh my god.
It's like I don't want to tell an 11-year-old that nobody loves you anymore. I don't want to be that one.
It'd be, yeah, that's a lot. Okay, so I guess your last.
I'm last.
I
He's in
mean,
the room.
guy has one too, but
He's not here. He's a god. He knows what he is.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Poor guy.
yeah, his is essentially he's a medic and he fails to save somebody, and
He believes it.
He believes in hardcore.
all right. So you're gonna go through kind of a cycle of 3 different things. First, you have Myron coming to you, telling you what you are. He's like, I've constructed you to do everything that we need. You're gonna eliminate everything.
Thanks. Oh, I just wanted to be a perfect weapon. Do I need to roll for deception on that one?
Yeah.
11.
11. He's like,
He doesn't believe my bluff.
yeah, he's
That's not his job.
he's like, you really think you're perfect?
Nothing's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Every system has flaws.
He's like, you get too close to everything we put you to. Kind of flickers off, and you're in the same police office, and they're basically like, why do you have to kind of put yourself in more danger than you have to, officer?
It's my job. I have to protect people. Right? That's what the shield means, isn't it?
You're not a gargoyle sentinel.
Still a cop.
You're not one of the Bastion family.
Still a cop.
Your job is to keep people in line.
Yeah, what does this mean again? Box. What is mine?
Am I not doing good enough of keeping people in line?
You're not doing what we ask. It's almost as if like you're living a double life.
Later.
Okay, great.
What reason would I have?
What do you
to
want,
live this
Fox?
life? What do I want?
So you kind of flash again, and you see the party in front of you, and you're holding a gun to each of their faces, like in a line. Do you reject?
That's mean. We'll lose a life in this.
Keep going. Keep accepting it. I want to see what
I know, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what happens if I pull the trigger?
Is that what you're gonna do?
Sure.
Okay, you pull the trigger literally down the line from each person that's been through the party. You do it once as all their human forms as you remember them. You gotta remember they were all kids compared to you.
By like 2 years. Or 4, except for the one who's
Then
like,
you do
"Oh,
it again with an Eldritch Blast in your actual auto form as you traveled with them. Then you do it one more time, and you kind of see shadows of what they're supposed to be. Is you all right? Okay. And you do the same thing, gun and Eldritch Blast, all of them in a line.
Magic bullets.
You get to the last point, and you're looking at yourself, but it's a mirror. There's no one around you, you're alone. And the only thing you have is the gun.
I've got intense feelings about suicide. Y'all don't even fucking know.
I'm sorry.
Make sure he dies alone. Swallow that bullet.
That's what you want to do? Okay, roll.
1.
I have no idea.
You swallow a bullet in real life.
No.
As long as you don't shoot.
Because it was so intense, I'm still going to only have you lose 1 life. But I almost, or 1, I almost made you lose 2. Okay, so now you all find yourselves face to face with the forms that you were supposed to be. You guys are kind of in the same room, but not. There's definitely a separation between all of you. Now that you're kind of looking around the room,
Can we still see each other?
you can't directly see each other. You can feel each other's presence in a way, like you can hear each other.
Anyone else just having a trippy dream?
Uh,
Oh, good, that wasn't real.
I know.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to press on anything real.
I'm hungry.
Next beach hungry.
Good job. That's why we got your taco.
That's about the way to come out of it. I actually told him.
I'm actually not kidding. I'm hungry.
I know you are. But it's like 11 o'clock at night, so take a little sip. That'll be great for you.
Get up there. All
Don't
right.
tell your mother.
Here, come here.
What?
Come here. Come here.
What?
Stand up and come here. I was just gonna say lean over the table, but that'll work too.
If you can.
Here, stay right there. Or not. I did the hammy. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah. All right. So that's where you guys are. You're staring at what would be your bodies. Vince, you're looking at something that would be like a hulking turtle of a being.
Turtle?
Oh, so this is
Oh yeah,
our
giant
bodies?
turtle.
Teenage Mutant
Fucking
Ninja
awesome.
Turtles.
Okay, so we're actually looking
Kids
at our
got
bodies
porn.
right now.
Yeah.
Kind of not Ninja Turtle though. You're not as.
Is it more like Sensei off of
Teenage
the
Mutant
fucking
Ninja
Kung Fu
Turtle.
Panda?
More like an Avalanche.
Look, this thing looks like it's got skin that's almost lined like steel. Nice. And it's got that giant snapping mouth type of turtle face.
I'll take it.
I mean, you don't really have a choice. But
I know,
it's fair.
I don't think we're hitting them right now.
Oh, I don't like this model.
I
Go
got a
back to
choice,
the
right?
72 model. I like the box bodies more.
Actually, since Guy's not here, I can actually give you guys the pictures I have. Because I don't have Guy's drawn because it's a beetle and it's fucking hard to figure out.
Just draw the thing from
Monster
your
Hunter.
no.
Oh.
I was
I
gonna
like that
say
beetle outfit.
the PlayStation 2 game, something Roar,
Like
Blood Roar,
Oh,
the beetle.
Kind of like that, yeah.
She
I've never seen that yet.
I know.
But I do have the giant spider outfit.
Big arms.
What's it?
Are they
Big enough
stapled
to grab
together,
many
or
people
what?
standing up.
Yeah.
How do you swing a sword?
Tortoise, frog.
Smart.
Oh.
I have no hands.
Yeah, I didn't put everything.
I just
But you get the gist.
I
Yeah,
just
I'm like-
had to say it.
Boxing.
Whoa.
Why do I feel this is ongoing with everything?
Look.
Cool. Here, look. Like part fox, part bat.
Whoa. I just like how I'm carrying a
I mean,
giant
you
green
can
sword.
keep it with your character. It's up to you.
Giant sword. Yes. I have just moved right here.
So you guys have rejected the images before. You basically rejected that other life ever existed, other than the fact that it's part of you now, just not what was real.
It's
I wouldn't
a
say
dream. A bad dream.
And that
The worst
trial
time
you
to get
saw
in
was
line.
basically just the last thing. You see what's before you, and you know that that's what you can get to. These are our swords. Power Rangers. Morty. I mean, now that you saved Astrid, you guys can claim them now.
Yes. Turtle dude.
So this is what we look like now.
I'm taking this.
Can I see that?
As far as extra racial features and stuff go, I'll have to
Mouse
figure that out
spider.
next game.
Mild bonuses.
Yeah, just small things more or less. But I mean, this is what you look like now. You have regained your general look.
Good. I'm a bird.
So,
I want to see. I want to see.
so I'm a mouse. I'm just a giant walking mouse.
Right, that's what I am.
I'm
Let
a
me see.
ninja bird
I'm seeing it.
with really big arms.
Yeah. You know what? Over the years. It's just a giant frog. A giant frog.
Bad.
What is it again? What's yours?
Except I'm an owl.
Yeah, I'm yours.
Oh man.
So now, whenever you go around, you
Damn
need
it,
to see the
that's a rock
bottles. You'll
monster
be
I
T-Rex.
still
revered and
somewhat-
respected as what you are.
I still
No.
somewhat
Now, people don't
resent
still
the thought.
know that you are a primordial reincarnated. Same day with Guy.
Mm.
You guys took on the second ascension because you were trying to continue on what you already started. You guys regained your consciousness.
Mm.
The one that didn't was Noah, which was the tree you just entered.
Mm.
He was locking these away for you. He's
Okay.
now gone though.
You-
He's the
you-
only primordial that has been washed away throughout the memories.
Diluted out.
Like he became the tree.
He became a life force for the memories, like a catalyst to keep them together.
Like the fact that a gigabyte is 1032 megabytes. That 32 is the calculation for the 1000 megabytes.
Mhm.
So is this the size of my sword?
At this point, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really big sword.
you're a mouse.
So the sword would be just
Oh,
this
man.
long.
Holding
That's-
Excalibur. Pretty
I
much.
sent
Yeah,
Corbin
we
his picture, and that's what he said.
Um,
We're
I sent
all
him
like
that
this.
picture because that's pretty much character.
mhm.
Scapegoat in place.
We're on the with
Do you anything to say to that, Tyler?
I mean, it's basically
Sit down, buddy.
yeah, I don't know how Guy's gonna feel about being a beetle, but but the way it was supposed to work is the wizard's supposed to be a cicada, the warlock was supposed to be a crow. You already met the moth. He's the only other one that's really missing, and then Jujubee's character is supposed to be a jackalope.
I guess there's really no reason to keep our masks anymore.
To what?
The masks?
I mean, you can keep them as a part of you. It's part of your journey. You
Oh.
don't have to-
I mean, for bonuses.
Yeah.
I'm assuming those bonuses now apply to us permanently as a racial feat.
I was thinking of doing something else. You can just cape that as like an armor piece or something.
Yeah, I had mine sitting on my shoulder.
I should be
I have
mask
mine
on snap.
laying on-
Prom, bird.
I mean, you guys have been through a lot.
Can I fly now?
I actually
For a
I
short
actually-
spurt,
I
we'll
actually
figure
think
that out.
paper.
Maybe like a Strix or
Hey,
something
hey.
does.
Can I fly too? I've got wings.
Do you have wings?
Yeah,
Yes, I've got
she's
that
a giant
wings.
bat. She's a
Or
bird.
Rat Fox.
She's a
Bat
bird.
fox.
She's a fox and bird.
Yeah, no, they're just fucking looking for you.
Bat.
I'll probably put a similar restriction on it. You probably can, but it's probably going to be like
Hey, we're in an enclosed space anyway.
You
Flying
can
is
fly.
not going to be useful.
I can jump people.
So fly like the
fly.
nether beast.
No fly. Jump good.
So fly like the nether beast.
Well, I'm not already slowing down the pack. I'm a turtle now.
Everybody climb on his back.
We'll get there in a few days.
It'll be right.
Hang in there.
kind of missed. I missed
Oh,
it.
Show
that's
some
right.
of the pictures saying this is your step.
Send them the link.
Yes.
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Does this improve your
Then you
stats?
cover your face. Like this. Works.
Alright, I got it.
What?
You're done.
Look up. Look down. Look side to side. Look back up. Back down.
Like, that's your step in play.
Turn around.
I almost feel sorry for
Oh,
Guy.
I
but That's
see
about
one
all
for
I
something.
could come up with for the
Sit
encounter.
Say digga digga digga.
Digga, digga, digga.
Good job.
I see a bubble for stuffing.
I was gonna have me do U-turn, but I probably wouldn't know. what it was.
I'm going to say you guys can make camp here or however you guys want to do that.
You're safe in the tree.
Okay,
I mean, Noah will guard you.
Go to sleep in your sleep.
Even though we kind of just.
here, let's just grab this and put the word home in it.
I can't see a difference. I said, this is your step in player. He's like, I don't see a difference.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man.
Giant child.
Hang on. I wonder how the Guardian is feeling right now. And
I
then
think
just,
we're all wondering how the Guardian's feeling right now.
and because he's
As the
just
camera pans over the church being beat on by a bunch of fucking people. We won the war! Give us the champion!
Oh, Lord.
I could just see
I
like this
erased it.
cutscene with what's his nuts, the other leader.
Sitting there in the village by himself.
No, like you see.
I mean, that's the part I didn't tell you. Going down here meant the war made it to the second floor.
well,
I figured they would have lost without us there.
I could just see like
Well, they didn't lose. It's just the war's on the
It's
second floor.
Spreading.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
could
gonna
just
get
see like
together
that
for
leader
next event, happening
walking
in
to the
churches.
church and hello, my old friend.
I'm
Well, Myron,
still
Yeah.
hungry.
you still assume he's just real bad, huh?
I think he's a fucking asshole.
You think he's worse than Abel?
Mm,
No.
I think he's on
Abel
the
shows
same
it on the
plane.
outside.
I think he's on the same plane
Maybe in a way.
because there's not a worse leader than one that does not care.
All he wants is end game. The other one just wants to change the rules. Regardless, it's an apocalyptic scenario for people that exist in this world. And we are here to usher on the apocalypse.
Daddy, I remember when I had.
Oh my god, we're the villains of the campaign.
What?
We're the villains of the campaign. We're destroying the world as they know it
Are you though?
by protecting it.
Did they tell you that you're?
And we're setting you free. Yeah, free from life.
You're all gonna die.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Word. Lord. Oh no. Plot device and all that.
Yeah. Big old bag of bullets. Why do they keep so many? Where did he
See, I was kind of
Hang on,
worried
Daddy,
whenever I started this
Daddy,
up because I
Daddy,
was
you
like,
can
I
have
put it forward. But
She
He
said she
just
gives
asked,
all
where did he get the
bullets.
bullets?
who?
I said, where did Mike get a bag full of bullets? If they didn't exist previously, because that was all a facade of the dream world.
I'm just gonna hit
I know,
they
they don't actually exist either. They're metaphorical plot.
I'm just gonna hit back to the church.
Sit down.
I'm saying back to the church.
I mean, he sent you there, so he'd know how to take advantage of what was there. Yeah, I was worried about this campaign starting out because it was like I was pushing it as a horror game. I mean, I had to keep you guys worried about Neverbeast, the custodian, but I've been trying to make a narrative out of it. So
The Guardian.
the Guardian Disdain.
Is he still down or is he healed now?
Oh no, not yet.
I still kind of want to go back to the church. And check on
We're gonna have to
Aster.
wade through some fighting to do that.
No, but
Us not going upstairs to fight, we'll have the fight move downstairs to the second floor.
yeah,
We're
but
up to the first
we
floor.
yeah.
No, it started at the third floor and made its way down.
After you guys left the third floor, the Zills headed down.
Wow.
The Forsaken were heading up while you guys were heading down.
Well, they did have a giant drop in the way for them to lead the way.
So the church is on the third floor. We're on the first floor.
We're on the second floor.
We're on
No, we're on the first
we're
floor.
on B. We're below the first floor
Yeah, you guys are
basement.
kind of heading toward the tomb, but
All right.
We take rest for the night.
Let the war rage itself outside.
Yeah, I'll do
Then
that.
show up like badasses and fix everything.
Oh, y'all been fighting for step in.
I took a nice fucking nap.
We took a slight snooze.
I'm a mouse.
We all ate some rations.
Hang on. Hang on. Don't think I'm
You don't have
I'm a
rest
mouse.
because we have jerky, sir.
Hey, we had frog and wolf soup.
Take offense to that now.
Wait, he's a frog.
I'm a turtle.
Turtle.
Ribbit.
turtle frog.
Turtle. Teenage Mutant
Yeah,
Ninja Turtle
this is
frog.
on the way of update.
What?
Now the world has been doing the Apex whatever elders.
I know I haven't played in like 2 weeks.
They just added another one.
Which one? No,
Who's that?
no.
That looks big as life.
What is it?
And a
So
little
we want
Nostra.
the string.
What is it?
It's just an mouse trap, right?
That's the Apex version. It has more power.
Hey, you gotta
Okay.
do it.
What?
Saving Throw Productions.
Brought to you by Saving Throw Sandwich Productions. Roll 20 stuff.